That's Harry Larry.
Welcome to the Cryptid Wrangler podcast. We ask the questions others don't even consider.
I'm not that hairy. I shaved the dang trim.
Okay, guys, another Friday that just keeps going faster and faster. So, welcome to another Friday night. The show is getting bigger and faster, and a lot more messages, texts, and everything else every morning. I'm not even sure if I should wake up in the morning anymore. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Pam, we've got she's doing the moderation for us. She's in it. So she had to guide me through however to get so that she could be on without being on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Pam's husband, who they believe was cancer free a couple weeks ago, and I said, hey, let me announce it on the show. And she's like, So I guess he had to get scoped. And she came straight on and told me he is cancer free. Prayer works, man.
Praise the Lord right there,
God
man.
is good.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. So yeah, amazing. There's a couple of other things somebody wanted me to tell you, Bruce, that Patty's real name is Enrith. Enrith.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who was that? Did they say?
It was
Interesting.
That sounds Russian.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Or Lithuanian. Yeah, I think so. It was a Alice something. I can't read my own handwriting. I'll look it up. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And Bruce, the bombs you dropped, man, I was thinking we never really heard anything about it. Maybe it wasn't as big, but it's hitting this week. So yeah, past couple days I've said it. I'm like, oh my gosh, then this is the guy that's finding all this stuff out, the real stuff that has gone untold for decades.
Yeah.
So
I've been heavy into it the last 2 weeks. I've been spending most of my nights, half of my days. I've been getting a lot of real footage, no fakes.
wow.
And so I've got stuff the public's never seen before, never meant for the public to see. And I'm finding a lot of things in there. So
Yeah, well, I mean, gosh, man. In fact, I was talking with somebody, and you had gone in. You said that when you go into a room, and there's the body, that's one of the last things you want to see. You want to see what happened around the house and the room, right?
yes,
The
surroundings tell the tale. When I see the body, then I'll sit back away from the body and I'll look around, and then I try to figure out what happened just by the surroundings. And that'll tell you 90% of the story.
Actually, with the what was it, the Area 51 crash, or I'm sorry, the Roswell crash, when they did the autopsy video? That's what I did. I looked around the table. It looked like traditional sterile instruments that would have been used around that time. The clock looked right. I ain't saying it's real, but nobody's ever been able to confirm that it's fake neither.
Right. That's the one we shot down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The one before that is the one that crashed that they done the autopsies on. They released that. They released that on the Roswell. Roswell was shot down.
I've heard that.
It was coming in for landing. It was in trouble, and they went ahead and shot it down. That's the reason why it skipped for 15 miles before they were able to shoot it down.
Dang.
Are there airbags in those things?
I don't know.
No parachutes, no nothing.
That's that Chevrolet
Not
UFO
according
right
to the
there.
alien body.
Yep.
And by
have-
the way, I told these
Probably
other
have,
guys. Go ahead.
you probably have to have Snake the Bigfoot under that.
I'd be worried about the aliens.
Oh,
I'd
boy.
be worried about him. But yes,
He was scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I don't know if you had heard, Bruce, what we were talking about, but we're getting a lot of compliments on our unprofessionalism.
Okay.
People are
Appreciate
saying,
that.
"Oh my gosh, it's nice that you're not so."
That's called the
organized and
campfire
doing-
style. That is the campfire style chat. That's all that is. Instead
Yeah.
of a personal, stiff, rigid interview, it's just
Yeah.
a bunch of people, and the guest, obviously, throwing stuff around and trading ideas. And
Exactly. Yeah. And I was saying that we're getting more answers that way than we are if you got two people talking to each other right away, because we can hear the round theories of
Mhm.
what they believe, what you guys believe, stuff like that. So let me see. I was gonna say Pam. Oh my god, already. Thank you, Pam. Appreciate it, because I couldn't we're getting more and more people in the chat.
we better get Matt on here before his
I'm
phone
gonna
melts
write
in
that.
110-degree Texas heat.
Yeah,
Write down ashes and answers.
Okay, well, tonight we got on Matt Lankford with a K. So he's recently had a couple of sightings, I think, over the past couple of years, and he's fired up, man. So that's how we like it. So Matt, come on in, man.
Without further
There he is.
ado.
How you doing, my friend?
Oh, he's muted.
Oh, mute.
I mean,
Oh,
How we
allergies
doing?
me today.
Oh,
There
there
you
you
go.
go. There you go. You're muted.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Matt, how you
Man, I
doing,
tell you,
man?
I don't know what's going on here. It's just Texas heat's jacking with everything.
Yes,
I'm doing
it
good,
is.
brothers. It's good to see everybody.
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah, I could hear you saying backstage the chat was filling up, man. We got some real people in there.
I mean, from what we have in the first page alone is what we probably have the whole the whole time we're in podcast.
We had you at that second attempt. I knew what you were trying to say.
Well, then tell me what I'm supposed to be trying to say.
Okay.
You need a teleprompter. That's all you need.
Exactly. All right, so
There you go.
Oh,
You're
no.
right, Scott.
you're good. Okay. All right.
Ready to
Well,
go.
tell us about where you're at and going into your first encounter. Encounter.
Okay. I love talking about it, man. I mean, that's what that's what threw me into this, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay.
Oh yeah.
That was like it says, that was May 20th, 2019 at 9:35 a.m. A lot of people don't have the wherewithal to catch the time, and I caught the time almost 2 minutes later. It was almost 9:37 when I looked at my watch and realized, hey, I saw this thing at 9:35 a.m. That was a Monday morning. And anyway, I was a fuel hauler back then, and I left San Angelo here where I live, and I was heading about an hour and a half north to Abilene, Texas, to get my first load of fuel that Monday morning. And I was taking that fuel from Abilene south down to Coleman, Texas, to a store to deliver the fuel there. And anyway, on the Saturday before this Monday, which was May the 18th in 2019. No, I'm sorry, y'all. I've got
All right.
Okay.
a lady.
Little
I've got a
jam,
lady
okay.
that she has no. She actually thinks that she's had a sighting. She's been kind of reaching out to me lately, and she tried to call me a minute ago when we were backstage, and then she's trying to text me now. That's okay. I'll get back with her. we'll find out what's going on here.
For sure.
Anyway, yeah. On that Saturday before that Monday morning, on Saturday morning, I was off on the weekends, and here in San Angelo and over in Abilene, an hour and a half north of here, we had big supercell thunderstorms. They were tornadic, and it was 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and everybody's getting woke up to tornado warnings going off everywhere. Man, it was wicked storms. And anyway, and part of San Angelo got hit. The storm moved on, east, northeast, toward the Coleman area. Along the way, there were 2 touchdowns in Ballinger, Texas, which is between San Angelo and Coleman. Ballinger's about 35 miles from here. It got hit twice in that town. Did a lot of damage there too. It just mean thunderstorm, tornadic thunderstorms, excuse me. And so, I'm up on that Saturday morning, and, I was staying up on the TV and keeping up with the storms, and they just kept moving on. And finally, these supercells, they were weakening. And so I quit watching it. But I remember as the cell that came through here and over Ballinger, as it was getting closer to Coleman, Texas, the storm spotters, they said, they came on the TV and they said, storm spotters are reporting a possibly large wedge tornado on the ground near Silver Valley, Texas.
They said they came on TV and they said storm spotters are reporting a possibly large wedge tornado on the ground near
Okay.
Silver Valley, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm getting a little feedback here.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep talking. I won't pay attention to what I'm hearing myself talk back. I'm trying to see what's going on there. Man, the woo's here. Bruce
If you
Brown,
like to listen to yourself talk, that's perfect.
Not really, man. Yeah. Anyway, high strangeness going on here today in the Texas heat. But anyway, and so on that Monday morning, I went to Abilene and I got fuel. I had called my dispatch on Sunday night. I was off on the weekends, and just asked them what my first load of the day was. It was just routine, how I was going to start my week. And they said, you're going to leave San Angelo, drive to Abilene in your 18-wheeler. You're going to get a load of fuel and take it down to Coleman, to this convenience store I'd been to many times at that point. And I said, okay. And I hung up the phone with them, and it hit me. I thought, oh, I'm going to go right by Silver Valley. It's on the way to Coleman. It's about 10 or 12 miles north of Coleman. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to look for tornado damage, right? So that's where my brain was on this Monday morning. I got my fuel loaded, left Abilene, headed south on Highway 84. I was about 3/4 of the way to Coleman, and I'm getting closer to Silver Valley. So I'm looking up in the hills, and I'm looking up in the trees, and I'm looking for tornado damage, looking for what the power of nature does, right? The power of Mother Nature. And I was just looking for storm damage. And I came over this rise on Highway 84, and having been back to this location many times over the last 7 years, doing recreations, timing, distance, everything that we do, when an event like this happens. I was 0.6 of a mile from this creek that Highway 84 just goes right over. And it's a fairly large creek. Anyway, when I came over the rise on this highway, 0.6 of a mile up ahead of me, right on this side of the creek, I thought I saw a black bull just off the side of the highway. And as truck drivers going down the highway, we see, cattle and bulls and goats and lambs and deer and everything else. And so there was this bull right next to the side of the highway, and he was right next to the side of the highway. And beyond him, about 30 yards where this creek starts, it's loaded with heavy trees, old growth, oaks, heavy underbrush, just really, really dark woods. I've been down in there, and it's spooky, man. It's one of them places. beyond the creek, and I call that area at the creek, I call it the jungle because it's so thick. And just beyond the jungle, on the other side of the creek, right off of the highway, I could see yellow flashing lights. Uh, and so, like the kind that are on a sawhorse when a work crew is out,
Mhm.
uh, that's what I saw when I came over the rise on this highway. A black bull to the right of the highway, the trees, and then these yellow flashing lights on the other side. And so, I didn't pay much attention to it. I look back up in the hills and back in the trees, trying to start looking for tornado damage because I'm getting close to Silver Valley. And I look back over at this black bull, and it moved from left to right about 6 or 8 feet, and it stopped. But when it did it in like a really weird way, kind of like a undulation, is the way I try to describe it. It moved 6 or 8 feet to the right away from the highway, and it stopped. But when it moved, my brain instantly thought, "Oh, it's a black hog." Uh, and I guess my brain registered from the tornadoes on Saturday, 2 days earlier. Somebody's pen went down. Somebody's big prized black hog, 600-700 pound hog, was just out and running around. That's what my brain thought instantly. It was a black hog, but like I said, it stopped. And then, okay, so I looked up in the hills and I looked up in the trees, and I'm looking for tornado damage, man. That's where my brain was, y'all. And I look back over at this hog, but now it's walking. And I thought, oh, it's a guy. That's a big dude, but it's a guy. And he's walking. He's walking west, away from the highway. And so I look back up in the hills and I look back up in the trees, and I'm closing distance, mind you. Okay. And I'm probably 3/10 of a mile. I've closed about half the distance. And I look back at this guy and I thought, man, that guy is huge. And I got to looking at him and I thought, what is he doing wearing an Arctic suit? Like what you'd wear in the North Pole or the South Pole. And that was just because of the stature of this thing. If you look at people on National Geographic on TV and they're wearing an Arctic suit in the North Pole or the South Pole, there's a certain stature that humans carry wearing that hood, and that just the way the body is trying to move around in those Arctic suits. And this is May 20th. In 2019, it was one of those mornings. It was hot, it was muggy, and no wind to speak of. You get out of your vehicle and you just start sweating. It was just one of those mornings. So I'm like, what is he doing wearing an Arctic suit? And I remember I look back at the highway and I'm closing up more distance on him, mind you. And I'm starting to look at him and I'm realizing, this isn't a guy. And I got to let you know, in my life, Bigfoot was not on my radar. I mean, we all heard about it, Patterson Gimlin film, watch some of the Finding Bigfoot stuff, just the normal stuff, In Search Of, just things that we do. And, but really Bigfoot was not on my radar in life. And once I realized that this wasn't a man, because of how big he was, and the way he was walking, Bigfoot, the word Bigfoot jumped into my brain, and I can't tell you why, but it did. But once I'm noticing that this isn't a man, and I'm going into shock and awe, as anybody can imagine. Looking at this thing, I was no closer at any point, 50 yards, no closer than that, and no further out than 75 yards, because where he was on the side of the highway, and having been back in the distance from the side of the highway where he was to the tree line that he went into is about 75 yards. Okay, so this whole event lasted from the time I came over the rise on the highway, less than a minute. I kept coming up with, 52, 53 seconds, the whole event from the time I passed him. But that last 22 or 23 seconds, I now knew what I was looking at. The word Bigfoot hit me in the head. And I'm looking at him out the front passenger side of my windshield. And y'all got to imagine this. He's walking west, and I'm heading south. And he's walking with a purpose. And he's got this, the aura about him. He was pissed. You can tell that. He was pissed. He got caught in the open. At 9:35 a.m., and I'm heading south, the sun was up in the east. It was on my left. And he's walking through this knee-high lime green grass. He was in a spotlight. Go ahead.
Let me stop you there, Matt.
Please.
Do you think he was trying to get away from the road crew?
No, I don't, Bruce.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that, having been back to where this Bigfoot was on the side of the highway, trying to look where that road crew was, is about 200 yards from where the Bigfoot was. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
After you go over the creek, and like I tried to describe this jungle, the thick trees, and they're huge, they're old growth. Where Bigfoot was and where this road crew actually was, he could not see the road crew. He couldn't see through the trees and all of that, but he could probably hear them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And on this Monday morning at 9:35 a.m., there was hardly any traffic whatsoever on this highway between Abilene and Coleman. And so the road crew, after this event happened, and I went by them, there were like 3 or 4 guys, and they were wearing their orange vest. They had a white truck and a trailer, and there was a wood chipper on that trailer. It was something, I've talked about this. When an event happens like this to somebody, and you're in this shock and awe moment, your brain takes pictures of the event. You can't remember everything. You can't remember all the details, and Lord knows we wished we could. But when you're in shock,
the more you talk about it, the more you'll remember things. You'll pick up little things that you forgot.
Little things, not much though, Bruce, not much, but a few little things. So, Bruce, to answer your question, in my heart of hearts, this Bigfoot, when I came over the rise on the highway, this Bigfoot was squatted down and had his back to me. And from my my perspective, it looked like a black bull. Any of us that we're going down the road and we see a cow, we know it's a cow. And if we see a bull, we know it's a bull instantly. Even at a good distance, we can tell the difference between a bull and a cow. My brain thought bull. It never once thought cow. So in hindsight and in my heart, this Bigfoot was squatted down with his back to me right off the side of the highway. And his attention was on that work crew that he couldn't see, but he could probably hear them. And then he heard me. He heard me 0.6 of a mile come over the rise on that highway. And and he was about 30 yards from where those woods started. Now, why he was right there, I don't know, but he was. People have asked me, was there roadkill there? Did he, I don't know. And when I went back, I did go back a month later to this area when I finally got my courage up after having seen this. There weren't any signs of roadkill or whatever. I do not know why he was on the side of the highway, except that in my heart, his attention was on that work crew and he had his back to me and he was squatted down. And when he heard my tractor trailer, my 18-wheeler coming over the rise of that highway, he tried to lay down in this little taller than knee-high grass. And he realized the grass wasn't tall enough. And I think he did a spider crawl and stopped. He went 6 or 8 feet and stopped. And he had this real weird movement to him and stopped. And that's when I thought it was a black hog. And then me looking up in the hills and up in the trees for tornado damage, he got up and started walking, and I didn't see him get up and start walking. And at whatever point, he stepped over a 3.5, 4 foot privacy fence that is still there today. He stepped over that fence. Well, I didn't see that. Why? Because I'm looking for tornado damage. But he's walking, and he's walking through this open area, and he's heading for a tree line. He got caught in the open, Bruce, y'all. He got caught in the open. I was in the right place at the right time. The closer I got to him, at some point, my foot came off the gas pedal on my 18-wheeler. I didn't even realize it, but it did. And I realized that after at whatever point after this event. And my cruise control, it was out on that 18-wheeler for about 2 weeks, y'all. I had to drive that 18-wheeler for 2 weeks, and anybody that's ever been a truck driver will tell you it sucks to drive an 18-wheeler without cruise control for 500 miles a day. Anyway, but at some point my foot did come off the accelerator. I don't know if I lifted it, it slipped off. I couldn't tell you, but it did. So probably when I passed this Bigfoot, I was probably doing 50, 55 miles an hour. Best guess. It's just a guess. I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at his profile. He's already stepped over this privacy fence, okay, over this property fence. And I'm coming up on him, and Bigfoot's done hit me in the brain, and I'm looking at his right profile. And like I said, Bigfoot's already in my brain, and this guy was massive. He was jet black. I never did see his feet in this whole event while he was walking, and we know they have that 90-degree kick. It's been pretty well documented in the Patterson-Gimlin film. There's a 90-degree kick, and a lot of people that have actually got to watch them have seen that and described that. It's real weird, and I think it's just in the dynamics of how their bodies are made, just a little different than ours. But I never did see his feet, and I kind of hate that, because this is Bigfoot. God dang, if anything, let me see his foot. I never saw his feet. Never even, and if I did, my brain didn't register it, He's walking. I'm looking at his right profile. He's jet black. And of course, my tractor trailer is slowing down, and I'm not even aware of it. And this guy was big. And I've said, and I'll tell you why. I said he was 7.5 to 8 foot tall, and I'm very confident in that. And then 900 to 1,000 pounds. And I have good reason for that. I'll go to my grave with those numbers. I'm looking at him out of the front passenger side of my windshield. And as I'm passing him, I look at him out the passenger window of my 18-wheeler, and he's walking to the west. And at the way I'm coming and the way he's walking, a lot of people said, there's no way you could have saw this thing for, 20 or 22, 23 seconds. No, I did. I've been back and I've timed it. You got to go there. I'd be happy to take anybody. And I have taken another researcher there. She'll tell you. And so watching him walk to the west, and I'm looking at his right profile. He's got a big head. He's got a big head, y'all. His hair on his head, it was pretty long, pretty jacked up, all messed up, unkept, I guess is a good word. The hair on the rest of his body was, I've described it from my point of view, it looked like it was 1 inch or 1.5 inches long, like short hair, not the long dreadlocks and like a lot of people have described. But the rest of his body, 1 inch, 1.5 inch hair, except for his forearms. And I remember, not that Bigfoot was on my radar, but from all the reports that we've all heard, his forearms looked really weird, big. His arms were big. His arms were as big as my chest, and his legs were bigger than his arms. This guy was massive. Y'all, I can't even, it was cartoonish. It's hard to describe, and here I am. Y'all, if y'all can see them, I've got goosebumps all over my arms. Every time I relive it, 7 years later.
Now, how tall was this about? How tall was he?
I put him at 7.5 and 8 foot tall.
Okay.
Like I said, 900 to 1,000 pounds. before I get further into this description so that people can kind of wrap their mind around 7.5, 8 foot tall and 900 to 1,000 pounds. As a truck driver, when you're sitting behind the steering wheel of an 18-wheeler, your eyeballs, your line of sight, you're about 9 feet off of the pavement. Okay. So I'm up here at 9 foot in an 18-wheeler, and where I'm looking at him out this front passenger windshield and out my passenger window, I'm very confident it's 7.5 and 8 foot tall. Okay. I had a real good line of sight, and I can remember it like it was yesterday. I'm real confident he was at least that tall in my mind. Okay. And then 900 to 1,000 pounds. And the reason I'm confident with that, I knew he was big, but until I started researching Bigfoot and everything that I've done, and that happened instantly, like instantaneously, like I said, a microsecond. I immediately wanted to know all I could about him. Looking at the Patterson-Gimlin film, there's a lot of people, I don't know what the hell's going on in the Bigfoot world, and I have figured out a lot just in the last few years. I don't get it, and everybody's trying to second guess everything. But Dr. Jeff Meldrum stood by these numbers, y'all. And I'm telling you right now, if Dr. Meldrum stood by these numbers, I'm standing by them. And I'm confident, and I'll go to my grave with them. I don't care what anybody tells me. In the Patterson-Gimlin film, when Roger Patterson came off the horse, he stumbled, he fell, he got across the creek, and his knees hit that sandbar. And then he got that long money shot. And of course, you know, famous frame 352s in there, that famous he's getting that long film that we all get to watch, where Patty's trackway was. You know, researchers were out there within just a couple of days by the hordes, and they were out there for weeks. Patty's tracks that they casted, you know, they were almost 15 inches long. Her trackway was well documented. Where Roger Patterson was filming and where Patty's trackway is, Peter Byrne was among the first researchers out there, and he put a man named Hodgkins that stood in the same track and the same path that Patty walked. And there were known logs and tree stumps and trees that they were able to have distance with the distance from where Roger was to where Patty walked, and with these known trees and tree stumps, they were able to mathematically calculate Patty's height at 87.5 inches. And Daniel, I sent you some pictures of the grayscale overlay. It's a real good example. I don't know if you can pull that up, brother. So Patty was 7'3.5". A lot of people have said no, she was 6.5 foot. No, Dr. Meldrum stood by these numbers. Okay, I do too. 87.5 inches. And then Dr. Meldrum went on to explain, and I got to meet him in 2021 with Patty's skeletal structure and with the mathematics at that distance and trying to figure out the size of her skeleton and the muscle mass that was on that skeleton. Being able to measure the width of her thighs and her back and her waist and her butt, everything. They estimated Patty at 700 to 800 pounds. 7'3.5", 700, 800 pounds. If you can pull up that grayscale picture, I don't know if you can or not. Man, I sent it to you. People
I don't know how much she can
look.
bench press. That's what I'm curious about. How much a Squash can bench press?
Brother, she can bench press this truck. The guy I saw in 2019 can bench press this pickup I'm sitting in. Patty was big. Okay, so Patty, 7'3.5", 700 to 800 pounds. What I saw on May 20th, 2019, he was bigger than her. You know, he was 7.5 to 8 feet tall, and he had to have outweighed her 150, 200 pounds. So if he was 7.5, 8 foot tall, he probably weighed 900 to 1,000 pounds. And that's how I come up with my numbers. People may want to, you know, argue that, disagree with it. I don't really care. I just know that I'm going to my grave with what I think her height, this thing's height and size was. He was massive.
Excuse me.
And his shoulders. Okay, so I'm looking at his profile. I'm sorry, guys, if I get off track. I get amped up. I always do. It's exciting.
I'm sorry.
It's exciting. It's
I don't see
exciting.
the
I'm sorry. I got a great look at this thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm just saying. I didn't get any pictures at all. Plus, we're having a problem with people in chat. They just seem to be falling out. In fact,
I sent a picture of the Harley. The Harley Hoffman video. I sent a picture from the Harley Hoffman video. That first time I saw that little short clip of the Harley Hoffman video, I about fell off my couch. It reminded me so much of what I saw that day. In that picture, you can see the musculature, the black hair, the jet black hair. Only this Bigfoot that I saw, he wasn't leaning over as hard at the shoulders as the one in the Hoffman video. But he did have a forward lean to him. It's just, I didn't know anything about forward leans, when this all happened. I figured all this out. But he did have this slight lean to him. And I remember, I thought it was kind of weird watching him walk because he did not bounce up and down like people do. And he's walking with a purpose, okay? So he's kind of in this walk. But I remember he was so smooth, and a lot of people say it's like they were gliding. They walk so smooth, and I think it's something in the step and how the feet and the legs and the mid-tarsal break all work together. There's a reason why they have such a smooth coast to them. And this guy, I guess, did because it kind of struck me, kind of how smooth and how deliberate he was walking. His arms, like I said, they were as big as my chest. His legs were bigger than his arms. His head was big. And on the right profile, as he's walking, and I'm coming up on him. I've come up pretty close now, guys. You got to think about this. And I can see the right side of his face, the profile. And I remember I was thinking it had a small face. And that was only because the rest of the face was covered in hair. I didn't know anything about Bigfoot, y'all. And the skin, I heard somebody use the word battleship gray. That's a good color. If you ever look at battleship gray, it wasn't a dark gray. It wasn't a light gray. It was just a gray. And to me, it looked like a small face.
No,
that's all I could see. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What? Larry, that was you? Anyways, 1 second, Matt. I don't see the pictures. I mean, I've got a couple of pictures, but not of that one. I've got the one where you've got the handprint on the window of your truck.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a little bit. That was April the 19th, y'all. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh, it's funny that you mentioned that angle.
It is.
Researching this morning, and if you have ADD, your back is at a different angle by 20% than normal people were. So that's why you have your back problems. So when you're talking about the angle in the back, I'm going,
that's why you have your back problems.
Crazy.
So when you were talking about the angle in the back, I'm going, crazy. Yeah.
That's just feedback, Dan. That's just your feedback.
I'm like,
I'm sorry.
Hey.
That's just feedback, Dan.
Yeah.
That's just feedback.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'll see if I can find it.
Okay.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, and so I'm looking at this right profile, and I'm hoping I'm describing him well for people.
I'm looking at this right profile, and I'm hoping I'm describing him well.
Oh, it's you again.
There's my feedback again. Okay, it's fine. I'll keep
Gotta
talking.
love StreamYard.
It's okay. It's okay, man.
It's okay.
High strangeness.
It's okay, man. High strangeness.
So it's given this description of his right profile, the best that I can. Let me see if I can fix this. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Yep. I can hear
If
you.
if you've got two electronics on at the same time, it's going to cause that.
Yeah.
Oh, you have your truck on, Matt?
Okay. I turned my phone down. Maybe that was the issue, guys.
Yeah, maybe it's from the radio.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. Let's get back on track, y'all.
You
Is
may
I'm
have to
coming
go.
around.
You may have to
coming
go
around.
out and come back in.
Yeah.
Do I need to, guys?
Well, go ahead and
I
I'll bring you
would.
back in.
Just to be safe.
Oh, Matt has to turn down his phone volume. Pam is still watching out for us, even
Okay.
not in the chat anymore. So it says Matt has to turn down his phone volume down. Thank you, Pam.
Okay. If you need me to go out and come back in, just let me know. Other than that,
Have you turned it down yet, Matt?
I did. I turned down my phone.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and
Sounds
we'll
better.
deal with it now, and then once we get a break, we'll get you switched out.
Okay, I'll go out and I'll come back on.
You gonna do that? You're good.
Okay.
Let's make sure we don't have it. Yeah,
Yeah, we
do.
got it too. We got it too.
Yeah, we do, huh?
This
It is
sounds like a
StreamYard.
StreamYard
You were
issue.
right,
Yeah,
Daniel.
that's a StreamYard issue. That ain't nobody personally.
Oh, it's about to be personal with StreamYard.
Dude,
Oh,
everybody's
wow.
mad at StreamYard. Everyone's PO'd at StreamYard
Yeah.
right now.
And it's not just us with the problems with the
I just touched the thing on the comment section and
4 or 5 other
banned
people on
somebody.
StreamYard are having the same problem. That's
Let me take the headphones out and see. Hold on.
and for whatever reason, it kicked out our moderator. That's what we're trying to figure out.
That
But
might have been me by accident, Daniel.
See, I don't even
Yeah,
get
well,
anything
something-
without the headphones being plugged in.
all right, let me see if we can.
I'm gonna come out and back. If anybody can hear me, I'm gonna come out and back in too because I can't
Okay.
hear any of you guys.
Yeah, it's weird.
You know how your
Sorry,
phone
guys.
double
Technical
clicks
issues.
sometimes, Daniel?
What's that?
How your phone double clicks sometimes when you hit something? I
Oh yeah.
might have did that on the comments and accidentally removed Pam.
Well,
I'm not positive. But
Yeah, it
been
might have
acting
been.
up.
It's kicked out 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, well, I ain't
just
did
her.
that. I just touched it once.
Yeah.
What did it do? Just remove them? Or?
Thank you. We need to start researching somebody besides StreamYard.
Well, it might not be in the chat, but they're still watching, I think. So Pam is anyway.
Yeah, Pam is. She's still helping us.
I'm gonna go out and come back in too.
Yeah. If you have any problems, Bruce, I'm watching. So go ahead.
Okay.
I don't think
I
it's the
love
headphones. I wouldn't
StreamYard.
think. I mean, what other platforms do you have to choose from, though?
Oh, I think I went through. There was like 12 of them. I am at
Daniel. There.
Yeah, maybe it's mine.
Am I back?
You're good. Go ahead. And
Yeah,
keep
you're
going.
back.
Okay. We're gonna get back to where I was. So
We ain't had
looking
no
at this
problems in a long time.
Yeah, it happens, man. I
Other
think
guys
it's
are
just
coming
heat.
back in.
Bruce just stepped out.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still getting the feedback.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. It sounds like maybe
It's
like a
strange,
server
Lord.
issue or something on StreamYard's end.
yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
StreamYard's about to have a bigger problem.
There's another
I
platform,
got a little fan running. Would that
Riverside.
cause it?
Try Riverside.
Larry, try that. Drop that fan.
Drop that fan.
Kicked out our moderator. Along with
Any-
2 or 3 other people that were.
Yeah, that's none of our issue. That has to do with them not keeping their stuff working good.
Yeah.
Well, and you know
Yeah,
what
shut
they
the
say,
fan off.
anything man-made is subject to failure.
StreamYard must be run by politicians.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that.
I don't know how. I got no filters. I'm a vet. I got no filter.
All right, let's see what we get.
Okay. And for everybody watching in the audience, I sure hate this.
Yeah, it's,
But you know what? I can continue.
Hey, David Stafford got back on.
yeah, he got kicked out too, so he's back on.
Maybe
Yeah, there's
Sam will
normally
get
been
back
like
in.
50 comments and stuff I know.
Oh, but
Well,
it's
there
not
was.
even showing me new comments are coming
It's
in.
not even showing how many.
Yeah,
There
it's not
was
even
like
showing how many.
45 earlier.
Is it on your end at all, Daniel?
I can hear my voice, but I can hear you guys with the reverb too. So I was just gonna ask Jessica. She knows.
It's got to be
You know what, we
StreamYard. I mean,
She had problems the other night with them.
You know, I can keep talking, man, and we can see how it goes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let her
just
rip.
go ahead and go, buddy.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Matt.
Amen. Thank you, guys. And so, looking at the right profile of this guy, he's massive. Like I said, as I'm coming around and I'm looking out the passenger side of my tractor, I got a real good look at his back. He was lit up in the sunshine, y'all. Everybody talks about 4-foot shoulders in the right. Some people say bigger, 5-6 foot. I couldn't imagine. This guy, I would say 4-foot shoulders. And I'm sorry, as I was looking at the right profile, I say this every time. From his back to the front of his chest, he was at least 2.5 feet thick. He was massive. And then coming around looking at this back, and they've got all the musculature that we have. I could see the big muscles in his back moving. These traps right here off these massive shoulders came up to about where the middle of our ears are on the back of his head.
It's like squash for Rico.
From my perspective, it looked like a small pyramid from his shoulders up to the top of his head. That's what I saw. And these muscles moving. I could see his spine, and I could see his butt crack. You can't help but see his butt crack. And his butt was big. I've heard a lot of people say that, and it was big. Bigfoot's got back.
Bigfoot got back.
Kardashian size or
All right. And so,
Look, man, Patty had back for sure.
I tried to describe the way I tried to describe his butt. If you can put 2 horses' butts next to each other, that's how big this boy's butt was, y'all. His waist, he didn't taper down to a small waist. tapered down somewhat, but he had a really thick waist, big legs.
I'm seeing like a hairy side-by-side fridge, basically.
Oh, this thing was massive. It was cartoonish. It was shocking.
Yeah.
The way your mind takes these photographs, is I'm watching him walk, and he hits that wood line. It's like he disappeared like smoke. He blended in so fast and so well into those dark woods. He didn't move brush. He didn't move little trees out of the way. He just blended right in, y'all. You know, in studying animal camouflage, if something don't move, we don't see it. And we know that out in the woods. How many of us have walked up on a rabbit? A lot. So,
Man, one of the ones I see looked like it was wearing a ghillie suit. I thought there was like a. That's like I was wearing. It looks like almost like a tarp or something, like a camo tarp. It was probably 7 or 8 feet tall, but it looked like he was. You had the hands hanging down and everything. It was.
yeah, and I've heard that description, Scott. I have. I was asked about his hands. Did I see his hands? No, my brain did not take a picture of his hands. Don't know if his hands were open, if he had fists. I don't know. But I talked about his forearms. Looking weird big. And so all of his arms were big, and in so many witness testimonies, they had this hair, this long hair that comes off of their forearms. Okay, so from my perspective, maybe that's why his forearms look really weird big to me. But they
Did it
did.
look kind of like porcupine quills in a way?
No, just his forearms looked really big. And it just registered in my brain that his forearms looked really weird. But he did, and when he went into those woods, it just disappeared like smoke. That was the last I saw of him. But, you know, this whole event, like I said, it lasted less than a minute. And I got such a good look at him in broad daylight.
Okay,
It was amazing.
hang on 1 second here, guys. 1 sec.
Okay.
Just
Hang on 1 second here, guys. 1 sec. Jessica says.
Oh, mute everyone on screen except for the ones talking.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you,
Hear
Bruce.
me?
Yep.
I can hear you, Bruce.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear all of y'all.
Yeah, I was checking all my electronics to make sure nothing was interfering.
That
kind
probably
of
sounds
afraid-
better now.
It does.
It's more. There's like more of a delay before the feedback.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'll jack with your brain, won't it?
Hey, high strangeness, like you said, Matt. It fits right in.
I
I've
ain't
seen
lying.
people go on podcasts, everything working fine, and the second they start talking about this kind of subject matter, electronics start to break down, or you hear growling coming on cameras and microphones and stuff. It's crazy.
And it's hard trying to talk through feedback like that.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, and then so after this event happened, and I went over the creek, and I spotted the work crew wearing their orange vests. I still had to get to combing, so I didn't get maybe a mile past Bigfoot, and that's when it struck me to look at the time.
And that's when it struck me.
And it was almost 9:37 a.m. And I thought, I saw this thing at 9:35 approximately, and nobody's going to believe me, you know.
Nobody's gonna believe me,
Mhm.
you know.
And so I get to Coleman, and I get this fuel on the ground. I've got unleaded gas, diesel, premium gasoline,
Gas, diesel,
and
premium
I didn't
gasoline.
mix them. I put everything in the right spot in the ground. I was going as fast as I could because my second load, I was going back to Abilene to get another load to take down to San Angelo. So I'm going back to Abilene. I know I'm going back, and I'm going to look. I'm going to get back to this area, and I'm going to look. And so I did. I got the fuel in the ground. I got my paperwork signed, and I headed back for Abilene. And as I got closer to this area, I slowed my tractor down. I'm empty at that point. 35, 40 miles an hour at best, and I had my hazards on, my flashers. So if law enforcement came in behind me, they'd see I'm at least trying to make it to Abilene. They'll just leave me alone. But I'm looking as I'm getting closer in there. And I used to not talk about this much, but I have talked about it a lot because the truth is the truth.
Hey, Matt, give me 1 second here.
Okay.
Do you have your YouTube playing in the background? Or are you're on StreamYard with us? Tell Matt to turn off his background audio. Do you have your car on? Because of the air conditioning?
I can try it. Let's see how this works.
Well, we'll get you back on if I don't get you. I should have gave you my phone number and everything.
Can y'all
Are
still
you
hear
in
me?
YouTube, Matt? Are you muted?
Hold on.
Oh,
Can
it
you hear me?
doesn't matter. Mine's back one.
No, it's running
Are
off
you
my truck
listening?
speakers.
You are.
Try
taking try pulling. Do you have to have the truck running in order for it to work?
Well, yeah.
With the heat.
Still says it's 102 degrees outside. I'd rather leave it running.
Go ahead and disconnect from your Bluetooth.
So you're hooked Bluetooth.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
using
yeah,
Bluetooth through your speaker. What if you just used your phone? Would that get rid of the
I'd
feedback?
have to turn off my truck. Yeah, I'd have to turn off my truck. Let me try it, guys. I'm going to suck it up, Buttercups. Hold on. Okay, can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Turn my phone up.
that's what.
We still got the feedback.
That did.
Yeah.
Do we really?
Yeah.
This means
Well, remember the old analog radios? Sometimes you'd pick the engine up through the radio when you were going down the road. It'd make a whistling sound. You'd hear the music, but it'd make a whistling sound.
Okay.
Something
Y'all getting
electronic
feedback?
in the engine did that. Nope.
We're
I don't
just
think
getting it
so.
on your end, Matt.
Yeah.
You don't hear me?
Oh, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
we hear you.
I can barely hear you guys. My volume's all the way up on my phone.
It's got to be
That's why
StreamYard.
you had it. Yeah, it's got
Yeah, I
to be.
just can't.
Okay.
We just have to get you
He's got
back
to be able
on.
to
We'll get you
hear it.
rescheduled, man. That's all.
Yeah, we'll get you back on. Well, why don't we just go ahead and fake it for a little while, and we can, change it to another time.
Hey, you know what,
That way
Daniel?
you can finish your story.
I'm gonna go out of this, and I'm gonna come back on and see if that helps.
Okay. Sounds
Okay,
good.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, no problem. If I don't hear you or see you, I'll send you the link.
All right. Any feedback?
Not on you.
Yep, I got some.
Not on you.
You got it?
Yep, I got some.
You do?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Is that mine?
Yep. Is that mine?
I
It's
think
StreamYard.
it's in the damn
That's-
StreamYard.
Yeah. Everyone's mad at StreamYard.
Yeah.
Dude.
They are going down.
Mad at StreamYard, dude.
A lot
They
of
are
people.
going down.
Yeah, a
Give,
lot of the podcasts I've been watching, I watch a bunch of them.
Riverside.
They've been having
Daniel.
a lot of problems.
Try Riverside.
Riverside?
Try Riverside.
Every time I've ever been on Drunken Cryptids with Matt Orton, he uses Riverside, and it's more straightforward than StreamYard even is.
Straightforward than StreamYard even is.
I should have gave him my phone number.
Oh, he'll get back in.
And we can always message him on Facebook and stuff too, and get him the data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Riverside. Okay.
Riverside. Okay.
Zoom too. I've been on a few podcasts where they use
I've been on
Zoom.
a few podcasts where they use Zoom.
Yeah, I've heard that's
Yep.
even easier to use.
I've heard that's even easier to use.
Yeah, you just click the link, but if you're supposed to have the app, or you can just access it through the website. Just copy and paste the invitation code on the website. Anybody can join without having the app.
Anybody can join without having the app.
Yeah, we need to do something.
Well, heck,
I believe
you know,
it's
he's
in
paying
the,
$80 a month, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
he can't even upload the pictures guests send him.
No.
Daniel, I would check and make sure you don't have a phone or anything close to your computer that's picking up the feedback.
Did you
Oh, I
hear
never thought of that receiver. They got a landline
Okay.
or a regular.
Hmm.
Yeah.
done it.
Probably got
I
his
did
cell
it.
phone nearby.
They did it?
It did for a minute.
Still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like a 3-second pause in between.
Yeah.
It may be weather or,
Yeah.
heat
Well,
related.
StreamYard is just a nightmare.
I'd be demanding a
Is that
refund.
hot
That's for
where
sure.
you're at?
Oh,
Oh,
there'll be more than a refund. If
I
gotta
want my
come out there
refund
do
and
it.
I'm gone.
I'd say I'm getting my refund. If I gotta come back, you're really in.
I don't think there's a whole lot of
I don't
podcast
see
platforms to choose from out there.
There's
only
not many.
There's only a handful of them.
Yeah, there was like 12.
The other
Now
is
there is
just
one way
radio
around
ain't
it. You could always just have the show, I don't know, on Facebook Live, and invite everybody on live to join the chat.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm gonna-
Yeah, that's good thing.
I'm gonna go out and to StreamYard and find out what the feedback is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's gonna Google it.
I hate this.
It just sucks. You pay for that
Yeah, 'cause-
package, and like
Mhm.
you can't share pictures people send you.
It ends up being a damn donation to them, basically, because you ain't getting no service out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
No, he ain't getting what he
Oh, wait.
paid for.
Can you guys still? You can
That's
hear
right.
me. Is there any reverb on it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
about 2 seconds after you say it. Everybody's tried everything. We've had seasoned vets like Jessica tell us what to do. It's just got to be reverse, or it's just got to
Yeah.
be the program.
Oh, and that's the other thing too. I want to tell you guys is I have been speaking to Ernie. Oh, there's Matt. You there, man?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, it sounds like it's mine. It's from mine.
No feedback?
Yeah,
No, I'm
there's still
still getting-
feedback.
Somebody's getting it.
Oh my God.
If I was them, I wouldn't go to sleep tonight.
Anything man-made, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's this app is so glitchy, Matt. It's ridiculous. Everybody that uses StreamYard has been complaining about it lately.
Yeah,
It's not a StreamYard issue. It's a microphone issue. Yeah, it's feeding back.
Somebody's microphone.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
right, Bruce. You know that. Okay.
Okay, with me talking, how does it sound now? Does it sound okay?
No, still
No,
got
we're
it.
still. We've got a microphone that's pulling a feedback through the speaker.
Yeah, I've never had this issue before.
I'm gonna leave and come
But
back in
I'm-
again. Unplug these headphones and see, and just not
That's
use
what
them
I'm-
and see if it makes a difference.
Yep.
All right, I'll be back momentarily.
I mean,
All
yeah,
right.
I could turn mine off too. I mean,
Yep. I'm on a cut
Well,
mine
yeah,
off.
I'm not sure what's gonna, but for you guys, Bruce, I've already talked to you about it. Larry, who can't hear me now.
I can hear all of y'all.
Yeah, my phone's not even area. Any feedback?
I can hear you
now
clear.
it's longer.
It's coming through it's coming through the microphone and echoing off of a magnetic speaker. It may be a vehicle or something that's Bluetooth in. But it's definitely a mic speaker issue.
Yeah, I agree, Bruce.
So, well, here.
I think we're working now.
I do too.
Seems like it, right?
I don't have any feedback now.
Yeah,
I don't either.
we're good.
Okay. All right. Only one we're missing is Scott.
There he is. So
All
I
right,
turned the
everybody
volume
good?
down.
Yeah, we're good.
Better
Sound
now?
good?
Oh, we're good.
Yeah.
Everybody took their headphones off, and life's good again.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
except
Let me see if I
Larry.
can get this
Larry
thing
always
back
got
up
to
here.
mess it up somehow.
Telling you. How's that,
I'm
guys?
offended if he's gone.
Excellent.
There we go.
Excellent. No feedback at all.
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my headphone and then no
See if that's
feedback.
it.
The next one, plug theirs in after I plug mine in, and we'll go till we figure out which one of us is messing it up.
Whoever messes it up gets kicked out of the panel. It's really, really bad.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, no.
What about now?
I think Jessica Jones is probably laughing her head off at us right now, guys.
Yeah.
High
Hello,
strangeness
Jessica.
and high comedy mixed into one.
All
Yeah.
right. I think we just demagnetized it. Yeah. It was in
You may be right.
the
And Matt,
microphone.
you can turn your air conditioning back on. And
Yep.
yes, she's laughing.
Yes, it's on. I've got it on, y'all.
All right.
You know, there's an old
Yeah.
saying, I might be an idiot, but I ain't a damn idiot. I got
Yeah,
it on.
exactly.
There is a difference.
There is a difference. I'm going to roll my windows back up too, man. We got mosquitoes here big enough to put a saddle
Oh,
on
yeah,
and
I'm
ride.
sure.
They're huge.
That's your state.
Yeah.
They're like that here in Michigan, man. They're like pterodactyls here.
I think that's Texas's state bird, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think so, man. Yeah, thanks, carry off a small cat. But yeah, so like I said, you know, and I do. I want to apologize to everybody too for all the issues we've had here. But
Well,
looks
not
like we're
you,
back
man. It's
online.
StreamYard.
Yeah, so we're doing good, right, Daniel?
Yes,
Yep.
much better.
Does
No,
anybody
very good,
only
very good.
see Daniel and they don't see the other little windows?
I
Right.
didn't even
Daniel.
notice that.
Let's see, Daniel.
I'll take that over having the feedback. Let me tell you.
Exactly. I second that.
I agree.
You got
I
to.
see
Like an
that.
audio only thing. It's not bad.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, we're doing good, guys. So I was heading back to Abilene, and when I got closer to this
turned my
area
damn
where I saw
headphones
it,
off too.
attaboy, Larry Latrell. And Matt Lankford's got his AC on in his pickup. Well, at least we're down to 102 degrees, y'all. So it's cooling off.
Jeez, man.
Oh, it's chilly. You
Right,
might want to
right.
put a sweatshirt on.
Yeah.
Buddy, I ain't lying.
When he passes
I ain't no
out, it's
Chippendale, man.
Scott.
This shirt's staying on. I don't want to scare
Hey, I
anybody.
interviewed 3 times. They keep turning me down.
I'm just glad we got a whole brand new air conditioning system here.
Amen. Amen. No, but when I got back close to this area and I slowed my tractor trailer down to, 35, 40 miles an hour at most. I was going slow, had my hazards on, like I said, in case law enforcement came up on me, they'd keep going, they'd leave me alone, seeing I'm trying to work my way back to Abilene or something. But, and like I said, I used to not talk about this hardly at all, but I have as of late. As I got within a mile of this whole area where I saw it, I came up on a sheriff's car, and it was on the right hand side. It was on the shoulder, and he was driving slow. He was probably doing 15, 20 miles an hour on the shoulder, and I passed him. And then shortly up the ways, going back toward Coleman, on the shoulder was another sheriff's vehicle, and then shortly after him, on the shoulder was another one, and they were all driving real slow in this area where I saw this thing. And I knew right then I ain't the only one that saw it. Somebody else saw it. Somebody in that area called the law, and they were out there because they looked like they were looking for escaped prisoners or something, is the way I like to describe it. I'm not the only one that saw it. I don't know who saw it. The work crew, who knows. Not any homes right in on that area for quite a ways, a couple of miles. And so somebody else did. Somebody called the law. And I needed to add that in because it lends credence to that story. Now, I've had people say, have you reached out to that law enforcement and asked them? No. Why would I do that?
They wouldn't tell you anyway.
Not going to tell me anyway.
They wouldn't.
So I'm not wasting my time with that, but I have been back in that area, and it's a great area. And so that was my 2019 Bigfoot sighting. Huge, jet black, 7.5, 8 foot tall, 900 to 1,000 pounds, and I gave my reasons why I'm going to the grave with those numbers. It did. It changed my life in a microsecond, and people were like, how long did it take you before you started doing Bigfoot research? And I was like, when I got home that day, because I still had to go run 13, 14 hours, total for that day. When I got home, I went right on to Google Earth, man, and I brought up that area, man. And just looking at it, you can see all the water. You can see the creeks, the little man-made, the stock tanks. 6 or 7 miles from there, as a crow flies, is Lake Coleman. It's not there at Coleman, Texas. It's a little away from Coleman, Texas, but this water runs. It's mostly, like I said, that creek is mostly used for runoff. But from Google Earth, you can see where it goes. And we all know with these creeks everywhere, it's like spider webs. They're everywhere. And everything has to go to water. We know that. And every animal has to have water. Every living thing has to have it. And so they stay close to it. Lyle Blackburn said they stick close to the creeks, and they do. And they do. All of the research that I've done in just over 7 years now, 2 years into it, in 2021, I came across my first track out between Brady, Texas, and Brady Lake. They're about 7 miles apart, and it was out in an area, kind of in the halfway point, but not right in between them. I don't want to give up that hot spot because it was several miles off dead center, but 15-inch track. That was the first track, and Daniel, I sent you a picture of that. My work boots next to it. I had it for scale. And then I guess it was about 2 months later, I found my second track. Only this one was about 10 inches long, 9.5, 10 inches long. It was a smaller one. And they were within 15 miles apart too in that area, y'all. So we've got We've got an adult and we've got a young one there. So kind of running in pairs, if you think about it. And then, boy, Daniel, I wish you could bring up these pictures. Man,
yeah.
That's okay.
That's the other problem we're having with StreamYard.
That's okay. That's okay. Let's don't mess up the audio, man. We got it. But in the 5 years, in doing my research, as researchers, we all do the same thing. Looking for Bigfoot, that's like looking for a needle in the haystack. So we try to make our haystack as small as we can. I went onto the BFRO and started finding documented sightings in and around this part of Central Texas, all less than 2 hours from where I live. And there's not a lot of reports, but there are some. They're kind of sporadic, but there are some documented cases. So I would take myself to these areas with these documented sightings where a lot of them are on private property. So you get as close as you can and you look for your water source, you look for your game, you look for your food sources, you look for like your black walnuts, and you look for the things these edibles, because everything has to eat. Even the animals that Bigfoot is going to eat has to have these edibles. So you narrow that, you bring that haystack down as small as you can before you start looking for that needle. And we all know that, I go out in the woods, and I go out in the woods a lot, y'all. And I have mostly solo for 7 years. And if you do your homework and listen to those around us, the researchers around us, the internet has been a great tool for me. I learned all of my tracking skills literally from Cliff Barrickman. A lot of people don't give Cliff Barrickman a lot of credit, or enough credit. That man is a genius, y'all. Because everything, if you listen, he will teach you. And if you listen to him and then you apply that in the field, you'll start finding the signs that he's talking about. And that man's out in the wood 2 or 3 days a week, out there in Oregon. Guy's a beast. He really is. And then, we had guys like Scott Carpenter. Just so many. You learn off the shoulders of others, and I'll be the very first one to give them full credit to where I'm at now. I have found footprints of 6 different individuals here in 5 years, and just by doing my homework and you got to go out in the woods. A lot of people that want to call BS on that. That's fine. I really don't care. I'm just telling my story and what I do. And what I have found.
Anything in the San Antonio area, Matt? Out of curiosity, I was stationed in San
Antonio. I have
looked
around the San Antonio area. Yeah, I'm actually. I've become pretty good friends with Sibylla Kristen Irwin. She lives down near the San Antonio area. She is about 3.5 hours from me, and so she's actually working on drawing my Bigfoot for me, y'all.
That's awesome.
Sketching encounter. It's amazing. I cannot wait.
She's cool.
She's got so many cool. Brother, she is, and she's a man. What a researcher! People don't realize that girl didn't play. Sibylla Irwin, Kristen Irwin, Christine Irwin. Yes, and her podcast is Sketching Encounters, and she's really good. So me and her have talked, and we want to meet up in the Bandera County area around Bandera, Texas, and do some research down there. A lot of sightings down there, a lot of cave systems. I think I sent you another picture, Daniel. Dang, I wish you could bring it up. We're all part of the Edwards Plateau water system here from Central Texas down to San Antonio and beyond. I mean, we got the Frio, or the Llano River system. There's so much underground water, so many caves. And really all over the planet, ancient lava tubes and karst systems and caves. And I am
missing 411. If you take the missing 411 map and you
I
take
the
major map of all the subterranean cave systems in the United States and you place it over top of that, there's not a whole lot of difference between a lot of that.
There's not. And I follow Scott Tompkins with the Bigfoot Mapping Project. That man's a genius. He's a geologist and worked for gas and oil companies, locating, those resources. But he had a sighting, and that's what brought him into this rabbit hole. And then you overlay the aquifers, the underground aquifers, and the water that we can see and the water that we can't see. with these what is the word I'm looking for? Where most of your Bigfoot sightings are consolidated. If you'll follow those, like you were talking, Scott, if you overlay a lot of this and you get 15, 20 miles on either side of these major water systems or these underground aquifers that we can't see, this is where most of your documented sightings happen. And they happen beyond that, of course, because these.
I think we lost him.
I lost you.
Well, he did say if his phone turns off, it's from that heat. So he'll try to come back in. He's going to try to cool it off. So my guess is it's a heat-related issue.
Good point.
We may be better off to reschedule this. I'm sure we lost quite a bit of our audience by now.
Good thinking. Good thinking, Bruce.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's see.
He's such a good dude. I want to hear his story so bad, but he deserves to have, the clearness just like any guest has.
Exactly.
Had I known that StreamYard would get worse before it got worse.
And don't get yourself too upset, buddy. It ain't your fault.
I know, but it's
it was to
figure
when you get when he's running through his truck speakers, it created a magnetism, and you have to what they call defragment it, de-aug it, and with all of us unplugging and plugging back in, that cleared it. But we already an hour and 15 minutes in.
So that happens again. We know how to fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we're hour and 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
We're losing views. People bailed out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not even sure that
he may not even pop back in if it's the phone's off,
Right.
Yeah.
If his phone overheated, it'd be able to be 30 minutes or so before it cools off.
Is he backstage yet?
No.
Okay.
So you guys know another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and Bruce, we'd already talked about it with Ernie. Ernie started Ernie and a couple of other people have started an organization, a Bigfoot organization, and it's MEBRO. And Ernie, we've had him on, but he is awesome too. But it's an organization, and he wants people that have had experiences deep like we have.
Is that Ernie Davio?
Davio, yeah.
Okay,
that's him. So you're
talking about me, bro, ain't you?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to talk to him more on it too. So,
you know who we got to get on the show, Daniel? I'll ask him. James Lady. He's with the Bigfoot Aboriginal Project. He has some of the best vocals. He went up to the UP in Michigan, dropped it because he's one of my Michigan research buddies. He's a Native American. He went up, dropped some random recorders in some hot spots up in the UP, and picked up some crazy vocals, drum sounds, and everything else. Just like they're having Bruce, you probably know about the drumming and the rituals and all that kind of stuff that a lot of them do. So I'm guessing that's probably what he picked up on.
Generally, when they do the rituals, you'll hear the calls first, and then the drum beating will go on for about 4 to 5 hours afterwards.
What are they doing at that time? Are they having a birthing ritual?
No, it's a powwow. I call it a powwow. That's where they all get together, and then they'll make a few calls. It'll go several miles, especially down valleys, and then they'll start the beating of the drums, and they'll start chanting, and you'll swear it's Native Americans.
That's exactly what that voice recorder sounded like too.
Yeah, which if you really did dwell into the Bigfoot and leave out the theory and understand what you're dealing with an ancient Native American.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen on Skinwalker Ranch where they had a Native American tribe that came in that did ceremonies?
Yeah.
And that when he was playing, they were doing that. It was raising the temperature of that mesa behind it. It was amazing. Here's Matt. Let's try this one more time, and then we'll cut it off for tonight. We'll have him come on when I switch out StreamYard. So hang on one second, guys. There he is. Hey, Matt.
All right.
Gotcha. Hey,
you overheated, didn't you?
Good. But
I don't know what happened. It just shut off. I don't know what happened.
It's not you, man. It's StreamYard, but since we're clear now, let's go a little bit more. But we are going to have you on again, Matt, because this is what ridiculous.
You deserve to have your spot on the stage, just like all the guests do, man. And we don't want it to be all diluted with reverb and all that stuff.
I got you, man. I hate it. I hate how that went.
And with the pictures and the videos.
Those are so important.
I had mentioned it, and somebody else there was 4 or 5 other people that can't upload videos or pictures either because they're on StreamYard.
I wonder if StreamYard's getting too many customers and they can't handle, their overload.
They're about
sounds
to
like
fix
they ain't
that.
updating is what it sounds like. They're not updating their hardware, then updating their bandwidth, all that kind of stuff.
Well, they're gonna have plenty of people. There's plenty of people leaving now, so.
Yeah, jeez. And we do because those pictures are significant. The prints. I've got one really amazing print. Not far from a reservoir here where I live.
Cool.
And then we talked about me seeing 2. May the 17th. I saw my second one out in the research area. Not even an hour from here. On this 500-acre private property that I've been blessed to have full access to. It's got a moving river, a clear river that runs through it. This river comes from an underground aquifer about 10 miles from this property, y'all. You can get a red Solo cup, reach down and get you a drink. It is crystal clear water. This river runs for probably around 30 miles or so. To this reservoir near where I live. And then it comes up from the south. And then we have another underground aquifer that comes up above ground. It runs for over 30 miles and it comes from the west to the same reservoir. And these are the areas where I have found my tracks, went near the documented sighting areas. And then, you find an area that looks promising and you grid it off and you work the crap out of, 1 square of the grid. A couple of 2 or 3 weekends, and then you move. I divide everything into 4s, and I'll knock out 1 grid, and then if I don't find anything, I move until I've covered a whole area. And then, amen, I was able to find stuff fairly quickly by doing that. And then covering all grids, you'll find other tracks. They're not great tracks, but you can't miss them either. You can't miss them whenever you find the other sign that goes with them. The skeletons, the deer legs, the bones that are broken half. They're long vertical breaks. They're not even snaps. They're long vertical breaks. That takes 2 hands, y'all, to do that. You'll get those even breaks.
The marrow out of the bones is why they do that.
It is.
They take the marrow out of the bones because it increases the brain size and the knowledge.
Yep.
Faster.
And then you find 2 different sizes of deer bones, one on top of the other. I've got one, another researcher found in this hot spot where the handprint was left, where I saw this second Bigfoot. The 10-point buck, the property owner, I gave him the skull with the rack. It's a 10-point buck. That's a pretty good sized deer. And then that skeleton was pretty well bleached out. But on top of that skeleton were smaller bones with smaller deer legs with hair still on them. So these bones were on top of the other bones, and if you start looking, I'm not any kind of an anthropologist and stuff, but sometimes, you're looking at all these different bones and they don't all look the same. So, have you got bobcat bones? that are mixed in with deer bones, or whatever, hog bones. Because we got a lot of hogs out here in Texas where we're running with them. We got mountain lions. I've got a really good picture on my game camera of a mountain lion. I've also got an injured deer that had cut across my game camera. Whole back half was just jacked up and covered in blood. God bless it. It didn't get much further. But I have these pictures on my game camera. And then finding these 6 different individuals, they've all run in pairs. And the track sizes are all different, but they run in pairs. So I found 3 different locations in 5 years, and it don't matter where you live. I know Texas is a big state, but you know what? So is Michigan, so is Arizona, so is Colorado. You get out there in the woods, man, it's a lot of property to cover. And as researchers, if we can do our homework and share our knowledge, that's what we're all supposed to do. I don't not share. I always share. And I'd be happy to take anybody in the woods. And, if you can trust them, then it's all good. If you can trust them to have your back, because if things go bad, and I'm not just talking if things go bad with Bigfoot, I'm talking about if things go bad with the hogs or with the mountain lions or anything else. You need to go out with people that you trust, and it's going to keep your location.
You got the
sacred.
rattlesnakes too to worry about.
Oh, we got them everywhere. My head is up, down. The rattlesnakes hang out in the trees. They're everywhere. They like to stay at face level, so it'll just wear you plumb out. Sorry, that's just got a text message from Mike Aguilar with Squatch in Florida. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Michael Noga.
We'll blame that on StreamYard.
Yeah, Mike Aguilar and Christina Lawhorn, Michael Noga, RPG, Frank Middleton, everybody in our team, Robert Brooks, man, the caveman. We've got some amazing team at Squatch in Florida. And I'm a standing member of that team. I'm their Texas connection. And me and Mike will compare notes with what he's got going on in Florida and what I got going on in Texas. And it's the same way around the country. If everybody would share, I heard it said that, John Green and Renee DeHendren and all of those guys in that time period, they would have never, ever really started butting heads and withholding information. Those guys might have figured this thing out, 30, 40 years ago. I've heard it said that way,
I collect all them old books, the old Bigfoot books from back like in the 70s. I got Renee DeHenden. I got some Peter Byrne. I just starting from the early books on up to the, more wooey spiritual stuff.
Yeah. And then, like I said, Dr. Jeff Meldrum, I met him in 2021 at the Texas Bigfoot Conference. This was a year and a half after I saw Bigfoot. And I didn't get thrown in the rabbit hole. I ran and I dove into it, and I will stay here for the rest of my life.
There ain't no way back out, so that's a good choice.
No, these creatures are real. These creatures are real. And then with Stacy Brown, I was talking with Stacy Brown, and we were talking about how some people will they'll have a sighting, and it'll be a major sighting, and then these witnesses will say they'll just put it out of their mind. And then 20 years later, it'll resurface and they'll think about it and then they'll talk about it. And, to me, that's what I told Stacy. I said, you've got to be on the genius level to be able to put something like that out of your mind. You've got to be on the genius level to be able to do that. How can you not think about it every day, all the time? And I do. And I have. And I love it. I love getting out in the woods. I've always had a love for the woods. I grew up hunting, camping and fishing and all of that. Never knew what was around us, and they are. It's my firm belief that they heavily stay 50 to 100 yards back, according to how thick the woods are, how thick the brush is, the cover, and they watch us. Because if you ever, and I have, if you get in behind a brush area, and you're looking at, just say you're looking at a lake and you're looking at a boat on the lake and you are completely out of sight of those people on the boat, you only need something the size of a dime to get a clear view when you're starting to talk a little bit of distance. And they do. People wonder why we don't see them. You go back to animal camouflage. If they don't move, we ain't going to see them. And they don't. We can smell them sometimes. We can hear them. They'll let us know. And every time I go into the woods, I promise you, I take God with me. I take God with me. I trust God. He knows my number. And I go in the woods. I'm not out there to hunt them. I'm out there. Some of my biggest rewards is finding the tracks or finding those tree breaks that are 7 feet off the ground, 6 feet off the ground. You know, you have put yourself where they were, whether you see them or not. You've done your homework. And for me, it's glorious to get out there and do that. And then, like I said, May 17th, I finally got to look at the second one. Not me and the property owner. I had got there, and normally whenever I get out on this property, he's usually wearing his gun. He'll unlock the gates so I can come in. It's a very guarded private property. The old growth, the oak trees, the pecan trees, the black walnut trees, the river. He's even got a mountain that runs through this property. It is a Bigfoot researcher's paradise, bottled into 500 acres, y'all. They don't get any better than that. And I've actually only covered maybe 10 to 15% of this property, and all of it's along the river and just back off of that, because I'm finding all this evidence. I haven't even gone, and I've been on this property since January. I go as often as I can. There for a while, almost every weekend. There's been some family stuff for him because people and family come out, 4th of July and stuff like that, and family reunions. You can't get out there when his family's there, and that's fine. Then I go other places, to some other hot spots, and it's been pretty rewarding. But I can't wait to get back out there. I'm going back out there Sunday morning again, and see what I can find. That's what we do. See if I got anything new. And I keep my game camera. The first set of tracks I found out there, I said I started working this property in January. He invited me. He saw my interview with Kentucky Bigfoot with Charlie Raymond. May was a year that I did that interview with Charlie. I sat on my story for 6 years, y'all, because when you're telling people you love, your some of your brothers or sisters or close friends and some family, and you get the eye rolls, or you get people trying to change the conversation on you real quick because they think you've done smoked some wacky weed or something. That will shut people up. It shut me up. It backed me off for 6 years, and finally I just got to a point, and I'm at that age. I'm 62 years old, and I thought, you know what? Screw it. I've been wanting people to know what's out there in the woods. People need to know. And I've said it before, I feel like suing every government on the planet for not telling us. Why have they not told us? If I saw this thing between Abilene and Coleman, Texas, these things are everywhere, and they are. They're on every continent on the planet, except for Antarctica. And even trees don't grow in Antarctica. China's got the Aaron, Australia's got the Yowie, South America, the Oran Pandak, and it just goes on and on and on. And the oral history that goes back thousands of years. Look at the petroglyphs on the caves and on the side of the hills and built, etched into the limestone. They're all drawing and describing the same thing. That was their internet back then. How did everybody describe the same thing? The Aborigines, that goes back 5,000 years in Australia with the Aborigines. And then in China, it goes back like 8,000 years, I think, with the Aaron, and in Russia, the Yeti. This stuff goes back thousands of years here in America.
Japan's got what? The Hibagon, I believe Japan has. The Hibagon, it's like a smaller Bigfoot, 5-6 feet tall.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
There's another one though, too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them out there.
Which reminds me is we're going to have Adam Davies on.
Amen.
Awesome.
I'm going to be. I'm sitting with Adam Davies in October at the Texas Bigfoot Conference. I am with Adam Davies Friday and Saturday night, buddy. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Amen. What a great guy. I met him in Kentucky in May. What a super smart man.
He was actually sent out there with National Geographic, and he had to swim across this huge river that was full of gators and
everything.
piranha. I was like, but
Adam
he's
Davies.
a really cool guy, nice guy too.
The man's a beast. He is. I think the world of Adam Davies. Like I said, I met him. I went to the Kentucky Bigfoot Festival, the Red River Gorge Festival in May. And and I got to meet Dr. Maria Mayer and Charlie Raymond, got to shake his hand for the first time. Russell Acord, Turtle Man, Lyle Blackburn. Met Lyle before at the Texas conference. Ken Gerhardt, man, there's a wealth of knowledge for you. Ask him anything. Oh my God, the guy's so smart.
Are you going to Crypticon?
No. My next trip, just the way I'm working now with my director at my work, I've been granted some time off for the Texas conference in October, October the 16th and 17th in Jefferson, Texas. And then that's on a Friday and Saturday night. Then Sunday morning, I've got a friend that lives out there in East Texas in the Piney Woods, y'all. Where Jefferson, Texas is, and Marshall, Texas, it's probably less than an hour from Shreveport, Louisiana to Marshall, Texas. So you're in deep East Texas in those Piney Woods, Caddo Lake, and beyond. You know, that whole area down there. The Bigfoot have a real bad reputation. They're real aggressive. They'll bluff charge you. They'll throw the big rocks at you. And so I do have a friend that lives out there, and him and another buddy or two are going to guide me and hopefully a couple of other researchers down in the Sabine River bottoms on Sunday morning after the conference. And Michael Nolde, if y'all know who he is, he's a real good friend, great researcher here out of Texas. He's been down through that area on canoes and kayaks, I guess. We're going in on foot, and they're going to take me to an area, into a hunting lease, a 10,000 acre swath. These friends of mine were part of this hunting club, and I love telling this story, y'all. I got to get this video witness. Down there in this 10,000 acre hunting lease, my friend and his buddies, they had 4,000 of it. There were 3 different hunting clubs that shared this 10,000. So they had access to 4,000 acres, and one of the hunters with them, named Grandpa Wayne, and that's what we're going to call him, Grandpa Wayne. And so Grandpa Wayne, everybody would have their hunting stands, on this 4,000 acres, and Grandpa Wayne went down even further. He went down into the deepest, darkest parts of the Sabine River bottoms on this 4,000 acres, and he would always go in, and he'd always come out with the trophy hogs. He'd come out with the trophy bucks, and nobody went to Grandpa Wayne's stand area. That was Grandpa Wayne's. And Grandpa Wayne went out to go hog hunting. He had this hog trail, and he pulled a lot of trophy hogs off that trail. And he was up in his deer stand, and he's sitting on this hog trail. He's about 100 yards from the thicket and the brush and the trees, and to the right, about 50 yards in his opinion, to the right of this hog trail, he saw something black, black hair in the brush. So he's got this, I don't know, this 308 or whatever rifle he was hunting with. He pulls up his scope, and he's looking at this black hairy thing in the brush, and Grandpa Wayne said, he thought maybe it was a black bear, because sometimes they'll come down from Arkansas and over and through Louisiana and they'll get down in that area. There have been cases of them being down that far. And so he thought it was a black bear. So he kind of kept an eye on it, and it just didn't do anything. It just sat there and kind of moved around a little bit. All of a sudden, all these hogs bust out on this hog trail out of the thicket. And Grandpa Wayne said that this black hairy thing, he watched it. He said it kind of lowered a little bit, and he said it made 3 leaps like a bullfrog, and it covered that 50 yards in 3 leaps. He said that its arms were out and its legs would tuck under, and just before impact, he'd bring its arms back in and take another leap. So if you're covering 50 yards, you're looking at about 16 or 17 yards a leap. And this goes back to Dr. Maria Mayer, because I talked to her about this. On the third leap, coming in on the hogs, before it made contact, a bunch of these hogs just got shook up. A couple of them fell. It jacked up these hogs just before impact. And not that Grandpa Wayne knew, but I think we all know it probably hit them with infrasound. It knocked some of these hogs down before it ever made contact. Grandpa Wayne said it picked up 2 different 300-pound hogs, and it slammed each one up against a tree, and then it reached down and grabbed these 2 different 300-pound hogs and by the hind legs, and then headed for the thicket where the hogs busted out of. And he said it looked like we would walking away with a pair of suitcases in our hands. And he said, as they got closer to the brush, it stopped. And not that Grandpa Wayne knew. He said, and he described it as 8-foot jet black Bigfoot. And he said it stopped, and he said, y'all, it turned at the waist. It turned its whole upper body and looked at me. And Grandpa Wayne had it in his scope. And he said, this thing looked right at me. He said, it looked into my scope and into my eyes and into my soul. And it turned and it went on into the brush. And Grandpa Wayne came out of his tree stand. And this is a man that was raised in those East Texas piney woods. He never went hunting again. He come out of that tree stand and left those woods. He left everything. He said it scared him so bad that thing looked into his soul through his scope. I want to get this on video. I can't wait to get there in October. I got a lot of things going on when I get to Jefferson, man. I can't wait. Yeah, I get amped up. I do. Sorry, guys.
No, man. We love it.
That just means you're passionate about it.
Way.
Man, I tell you, I've got it. I'll never lose it. You know, I'll never lose it. I promise. It's something I can tell you right now. I'll never get bored with it. Like I said, the reward is putting yourself where they were. If you can do that, you've pulled it off. Mm-hmm. And then listening to witness testimonies and stuff. Oh, I'm telling you, boy, Squatch in Florida is just tearing up my phone.
I was just gonna say, can you tell him to shut up a minute?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
We can hear you.
That's everybody, man. We've got a Squatch in Florida chat with the team members, man, and they're letting it rip right now, man. They're great guys. I'm so proud to be part of that.
Yeah, we had him as a guest 2-3 weeks ago or so.
You did. I watched. Yep. I was there. I was in the chat.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, they're amazing, man. Mike and Christina and the whole team. They're all just, everybody brings this talent.
Good-hearted people, too.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. I just love them. I just love them to pieces, man. Yeah, I'm so honored that they even asked me to be part of them. And darn right I did. You bet I did. I've known Mike for a little bit, and when he asked me, I was like, yes, sir. And so, and then with Kentucky Bigfoot, back in March, Charlie Raymond named me an investigator for Kentucky Bigfoot. I'm like their Texas edition. And you know, I'll reach out to Charlie with a lot of my evidence and stuff like that. And that's what we need to do. That's what we all need to do. And we all know that. You got to share. You got to share your information. Yeah, don't share your hot spots because you don't know who you may be sharing them with. But as researchers, we have to definitely share our knowledge. I know that all of the knowledge that I have now, just from 7 years of just nonstop Bigfoot, and my family, my friends, my brothers and them, everybody will tell you, I do this every day to some degree. I'm doing Bigfoot something, man. I can't get enough of it. And it's a passion. It's in my heart and soul. And my stories that I have told, the research, the photographs, the documentation backs up everything that I've found. But with my stories, you know, anybody can tell you, unless you have another witness with you, you know, anybody can tell you, oh, I saw a Bigfoot and it was doing this, it was doing that. But I'm telling you right now, and for everybody that knows me and everybody around the country that's getting to know me, always put my story. This is my son Ryan's senior ring, y'all. I lost Ryan 15 years ago when he was 20 years old. I put my story and my research on my son If anybody wants to talk to me about it, we can go outside and we can have a conversation. I dedicate what I'm doing to this. And at 61 years old, and I'd had enough. And and then haven't seen Bigfoot. I just have this attitude in life, and something changed me. And I know when I'm 85 years old, I don't want to say I wished I would have. We all have a choice: get busy living or get busy dying. Yeah, I'm living. I'm getting out there and I'm doing it because I'm not going to have any regrets, man. I'm going to do this till God says I can't physically or mentally do it anymore. And anybody that wants to come with me, and you've got my passion.
He's the reason we're on this journey anyway.
Yep.
I'm telling you, I love it, man. And for a lot of people, I've said it.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. If I cut out, it's because my battery died. I cannot find my laptop charger. Good Lord knows where it is. So if I just cut out, I apologize.
We finally get everything squared away, and you got to screw it up, Scott.
Yeah, you got a battery problem.
Somebody had to screw it up. Matt screwed it up first, so.
Yeah, I did. Hey, I'm putting it on StreamYard, man. I am.
Everybody blames StreamYard.
It's all right, because StreamYard will probably fade out at some time, and don't miss
that's
it anyway.
Man. Yeah, but and we all know this. There's over 8 billion people on the planet. And for anybody that has even seen a Bigfoot even one time, you've hit the lottery. If you've seen them 10 times, you've hit the lottery 10 times. It's an elusive species. A lot of people say that they're smarter than we are. No, what we are is we're smart in the world in which we live, in which we've grown in. And their genius level is in the woods where they were born and raised and communicate and hide and do what they do. They stay away from us because we are a threat. As humans, we destroy everything we get our damn hands on. It's a shame. And it's just, I don't know why it's like that, but it is. So over hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, they are smart. They are smart, and they're as smart in their woods as we are in our cities. And that's how I feel about it. When we go into the woods, we're out of our element, and we all know that. So you take God in there with you. You put God with you. And I do. I say a prayer every time I go in the woods.
Me too.
And amen. Amen. And and so I'm like a lot of people. I've got a lot of different opinions about what it could be or couldn't be, of course. And we all do. But what I can tell you, and people have asked me, what do you think it is, Matt? Oh, before I go there, part of my drive in my research and what I do when I go in the woods, and I do go alone, and I take God with me. So there's my battle guard, and I got God with me. But I want to see them. I want to see them face on. And I've said this, I don't know how many times. I've seen the profile, y'all. I want to see what everybody's talking about. Bruce talked about it a little bit ago. It's like a lot of people have described them here on our soil is like ancient Native American. And then some people even here on our soil have said, they look Aborigine. Well, they're like anything else, and we know this, just like people. We all got different hair color. We got different looks about us. You take an Aborigine from Australia and put him up against a little Oriental guy from Taiwan. You got two completely different looking human beings, but we're still all the same species. And so I get it. And some people say, no, it was straight up gorilla. Man, what I saw, straight up gorilla. Got a good look at it. Okay. And maybe part of my opinion falls into crossbreeding and things like that. Who knows? And I reached out to Daryl Denton about this. He said it was something he hadn't thought about before. And we talk about Bigfoot and we talk about Dogman. Of course, I've never seen a Dogman, but I'm very open-minded to everything. I've never seen a ghost or UFO or any of that, but I'm very open-minded. If Larry Luttrell says he's seen 2 Dogmen, I believe Larry, because I know who Larry is. Larry's a Christian man, and he ain't gonna lie to anybody. Just because I haven't seen Dogman doesn't mean that Larry hasn't. He has. And so I asked Daryl Denton about that. We got on a topic about the Gugway. the Gugway, double rows of teeth, 6 toes, 6 fingers, all of that stuff. And I asked Daryl, I said, do you think that could be the result of mating between a Bigfoot and a dogman? And this is what you get. You get this Gugway. And he said, you never thought about that. That was a good question.
Yeah.
You never know.
That is.
Now, who knows? Who knows what they are? Because so many people have described them. Just like so many people have described Bigfoot, and so many people have described Dogman. And so many people have seen orbs. I've never seen any orbs, but I'm getting some stuff on my game camera, y'all. I need to send some of that to y'all, let y'all look at it.
We'll make sure we have this StreamYard cut out completely.
Yeah, I only sent you so many pictures, Daniel. I just sent you, I didn't want to send you too many, but I've got so much stuff, it's unreal. And so, no, I haven't seen an orb at night floating in front of me or bouncing around like a lot of people have, but I'm getting stuff on my game camera that I can't explain. That in the beginning, I used to try to write off as, something in the flash or something and whatever. No. It's not happening like that. And got some pretty good pictures y'all need to see. So it is making me question a lot of what everybody else is talking about, because I haven't seen it. Doesn't mean it's not real, because it is real. It is real. I'll believe any word that comes out of Larry Luttrell's mouth. I can tell you that right now, period. And he knows that. And him and many other people. So as Bigfoot researchers, man, and for those of us that have seen them, like I said, there's over 8 billion people on the planet. And if you get to see one, you've hit the lottery. There's very few people that have actually seen them. And for those people around just here in the United States, I heard that the Bigfoot community, the cryptid community, just here in the United States is about 5 million strong. I've had a lot of people agree with that number. There's a lot of people here. It's almost $1 billion industry, and that's fine. I mean, that's just part of who we are as humans. It's $1 billion industry. Okay, let's spread the word. Let's everybody share. Let's talk about it. For people that are on the fence, I'm just here to tell you, my son Ryan, Bigfoot's real. I've seen him. I've seen him twice. And the female, I saw her. We were able to do a recreation. I saw her for a half second out on this property, and the property owner caught just a blur of her when this happened to us. She was 30 yards behind us in the brush. She was spying on us, guys. And I had just got there. Didn't even have my big gun on me. And I carry my big guns because of the hogs, mostly. But I didn't even have my big guns on me. And property owner always has a gun on him because of that, the snakes and everything else. And he didn't even have his gun on him. And we're sitting there, we're talking, and we're facing his cabin. We're sitting on a picnic table on the bench part of it, and our backs are against the table, and we're looking at the cabin. So our backs are facing the river, which is about, from where that cabin is, it's 75, 80 yards down there to the river, downhill through the woods. And beautiful place. Oh, my God. But we're facing the cabin, and where we're sitting, we're about 10, 12 foot from the front of the cabin. And I turned to get more comfortable and looked at him. And when I did, something caught in the peripheral of my vision, I saw something in my peripheral vision. And he started to say something, and I was like, hold on. And I looked, and she lowered her head probably 6, 8, 10 inches forward, not down, forward, and was gone. That was her move to bolt. And and he looked. When I did that, said, hold on. That's when he looked. She was moving. He caught a blur of her. She went in behind the brush, and I jumped up. She was at about a 6 or 7 foot elevation below us and about 30 or 35 yards in the brush. She was there spying on us. She was probably sitting there spying on the property owner before I pulled up. And I just got out, shook his hand. We were talking for 5 minutes, and that's when I caught her in my peripheral vision. And I jumped up, and I told him, I said, grab your gun. And I bolted. I chased her. I was on the ridge line above her. She's below me. She's heading north, and I'm heading north. And I'm trying to look through the brush. I'm trying to look through the brush and trying to spot her. And I had a game trail, not even 50 yards up there. I'd been down this game trail, I don't know how many times on this property. I knew I had this game trail that's going to bust off to the right, and I'm just going to try to catch her. I want to see her. And I'm looking, and I hadn't ran that fast in over 20 years, y'all. I was trying to catch her, man. and busted down that game trail. When you bust to the right down that game trail, going down in that lower elevation where she was, the game trail splits, goes to the left while I stayed to the right. Never did see her, guys. Never did see her. And I worked that whole area on that lower elevation back to where she first bolted from. And I mean, I'm looking in the brush. I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking for tracks. I found grass that was higher than my knee, maybe thigh high. It was parted. You know, who's to say a deer didn't do that? There are so many game trails on this property and into these thick woods and brush and along this river. There's no telling where she went, man. But I never did see her. And they're fast. They are fast. And she, y'all, because of my tracks, I'm a firm believer. I didn't see the breast. Okay, I didn't. But I've got 13-inch tracks, 13 by 5.5-inch tracks, mid-tarsal breaks too, multiple trackways of her that I keep finding on all these different weekends going out there in different locations on this property along this river. The first set of tracks I found on March 21st, 13-inch tracks, 4-foot stride, heel to heel. I normally measure heel to heel because that's a stationary point. Toes can be manipulated by rocks and sticks and stuff. I like to go heel to heel if I can. If there's toes there, I'll do that too. But typically I like to go heel to heel if you got them. She has a consistent 4-foot stride. The average human adult male, the average human stride is 2.5 feet. Okay. You get a basketball player, NBA, he might have a 3-foot stride on average, y'all. 4-foot strides, people find 5-foot strides, 6-foot strides. These are massive, a big species. I don't like to call them animals. I don't. I used to in the beginning. I'm not doing that. I call it a species. We're a species. So I'm not downplaying them at all. But I like to go heel to heel, 13-inch tracks. The first tracks, March 21st of this year. I worked that whole area when I found this 35-yard trackway, ran parallel with the river. That's where my game camera's still pointing. I have a reason for that, and I'll tell you. A lot of people say if you got a game camera, you're not going to get nothing. Okay, I understand that. I'll get to this. On this trackway, I worked this game trail. She went through the grass, 4-foot strides, through the leaf litter, and then one good print on the game trail before she stepped over onto a log into the river that's about 2 or 2.5 feet deep right there and over to the other side. It's the only way she could have went. I worked that game trail for an hour and a half, worked the crap out of it. It's the only way she could have went. The very next weekend, on March 28th, I was out there, and on that same game trail, 7.5 by 3.5-inch tracks. That right there, at first I thought I had a juvenile Bigfoot. Immediately I thought I've got a mother and a young one. 7.5 by 3.5-inch toes, mid-tarsal break in these little tracks too, y'all. So in my heart of hearts, I've got a female and a young one. I definitely have 2 different track sizes all over along this river, multiple locations. It's a Bigfoot researcher's dream come true out there. I'm telling y'all, this is almost every weekend I find stuff. And then right then I thought, okay, I've got a female and a young one. And then sure enough, on May 17th, April 19th, before I saw her, a month before I saw her, on April 19th, I had gotten out to the property, and where I normally park my truck is about 100 yards from the river, up the hill, up through the woods. And I'm up here from the river. I can just see my truck up there. And so that's normally where I park. And I get out, and on the passenger side of my truck, I researched that whole area. This is on April 19th. I researched the passenger side of my truck back in there quite a ways, worked my way down to the river, and then onto the driver's side of my truck, on down the river and up into the woods for probably about 500 yards. And I was up there for about an hour and a half on the driver's side of my truck. And it was during that time on April 19th, on that Sunday. So it had to be somewhere around 11:30 to noon, maybe in there. She come up, she left that handprint. It's amazing. And Bruce, I need to send that to you. I've sent it to Larry. I've sent it to Daniel. I've got to send it to Scott and anybody else. if y'all could bring it up. Anybody that watched any of the podcasts I've been on, I put that handprint on there now. It's amazing. Huge, huge, huge handprint. She come up, she touched my truck, y'all, and I didn't even know it, you know. Then that was on April 19th. And then on May 17th, a month later, is when me and the property owner both got a glimpse at her. I got a half-second look. She's a light red cedar color, almost a copper. And her hair all over her head, all over her shoulders, probably no longer than my fingers, all over, even her shoulders. Everything looked scraggly, even on her head. And her shoulders, the way she bolted, they looked like they might have been maybe 3 foot in the shoulders. And she wasn't real thick, not like the big boy I saw in 2019. She was solid, but she bolted, and I seen from the armpits up. And I didn't see the side of her face, but I saw like the side and the back side of the head. Oh man, my heart went off the freaking charts, just off the charts. Like I said, I hadn't ran that fast in 20 years. An hour and a half after I saw her, did all the research down there that I could, looking for tracks and stuff, and end up working my way down to the river where I first got the tracks, March 21st. And I'm videoing. I'm documenting all the time anyway. When I'm in the woods, I'm always videoing and documenting everything, just in case we get some movement, you know, or you get that microsecond that we all get to see her again. I'm down at the river, and you can hear me in my audio, and I'm looking through this area where I found the tracks March 21st, and I'm talking, and my son Ryan that passed away, his birthday was the day before, May 16th. And so I'm talking about Ryan in the video, and all of a sudden in the video, you can hear me say, "Hold on, that sounded like a wood knot." I just speaking out loud the whole time anyway. Hold on, that sounded like a wood knot. And then I kind of worked my way a little closer to the river, and then all of a sudden, pop, pop from across the river, probably about 60 yards across the river, up in the woods, double tree knot. Then to the right, about 50 yards from there, 3 tree knots, pop, 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 real fast. Then back over here. And I'm when I say to the left, I'm saying north, and I'm facing east. So from the north, you'd get 1 tree knot. And then from the south, about 50 yards to the south, up in the woods, pop, pop, pop. On one of the sequences of wood knocks, there were 5 of them. In the audio, in the video, you can count them. In less than 3.5 minutes, I had over 25 wood knocks. To me, the wood knocks that were in rapid succession, I felt like was the young one to the south, because I'm up here by the river and he can see me or she can see me, whatever the little one is. And Mama is over here to the north, to my left, and she would give 1 knock or she'd give 2, never 3 or 4. The little one, I got 3s, even 1 succession of 5, and they were rapid. So it's telling me the young one was amped up, and Mama's like, calm down, calm down. And I think they've kind of gotten acclimated to me. I think the mama has, just because she was, you know, she came up, she touched my truck, and then she was close enough to me and the property owner. She was 30, 35 yards behind us. It's pretty brave. I think she's kind of getting acclimated to me. And the property owner goes out there all the time. He goes out. He's a cancer survivor, y'all. He had 3% chance of survival. His chin here, I have a video. I took his video witness testimony. He saw Bigfoot in 1976 in October in Arizona up on Maple Peak in the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest. He reached out to me after he saw my Kentucky Bigfoot interview, and that's how I got to be able to get onto this property, because he reached out to me. And then he like I said, he's a knower. When he was 15, him and 2 of his friends were runaways from Texas. They were heading for California. They had been truant from school for 56 days. And I'm like, how can somebody be truant from school for 56 days? But they were. And then the truant officer got a phone call. Truant officer was hot on their heels. They loaded up. They stole a car, headed for California, and along the way, they ended up at Maple Peak in the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest. That all used to be the Lincoln National Forest. And then and there still is Lincoln National Forest, but you also have the Gila National Forest in New Mexico. Once you cross the Arizona state line, you are now in the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest, but Maple Peak has an 8,300 foot elevation, and they were up there. Anyway, they got a good look at it. So I've got his witness testimony. We're going to get that thing out there on either through Squatching Florida or Kentucky Bigfoot. We're going to get Mr. Scott's interview aired. Amazing man. I've been blessed. He's a Christian man. He goes out to this property, like I said, almost every day. He goes out. He doesn't live on the property. He goes out and checks on it. He's got this 2-person swing. It's old, it's rickety, and he sits on that swing and he faces that mountain, y'all, and he talks to God. He says his prayers almost every day. He had a 3% chance of living, and he made it. Well, he was out there on a Wednesday, and he was out there on Thursday morning, and then he went back out on Friday morning, and all of a sudden, 40 feet to the left of that swing was this amazing tree structure. I'll get these pictures to you, Daniel. I don't think I sent you the tree structure. Amazing tree structure. He did. He sent that picture to me. I was at work on that Friday, and this tree structure went up on a Thursday. We know that. And then I was out there first thing Saturday morning, researched the crap out of it, found trackway 70 in front down this dirt road, like a little trail that the 4x4s go on down to the river. Dirt road, great tracks going down it. Great ones, 13-inch, 4-foot strides, y'all, with toes. And then behind it. And going down that dirt road, following the tracks in front of this tree structure. And I did. I documented everything around that tree structure, investigated it, looking for hair and everything that we do. When I got done with it, because I told him, keep your dog back. He's got a 3-year-old German Shepherd. It's one badass dog. Keep the dog back. I said, don't let him step on the tracks. I said, I need to do this tree structure, and then I want to follow these tracks. And I did. And I followed the tracks down the road, and I kind of lost them. And then there was a game trail that kicked off to the right. So I couldn't find any more tracks down the road. So I hit this game trail, and not long after I hit that game trail, in the grass, 1 foot to 3 foot off of the game trail, in knee-high grass, every 4 foot, impressions in the grass. About that deep in the grass, about 13 inches. This trackway that I found through the grass that wasn't on the game trail led right up behind the tree structure. Following that back out behind the tree structure, that trackway went for 75 yards about. Got into a big old heavy brushed, heavy treed area, and there was kind of an opening where the tracks went into this area. Me and another researcher have now since been in there twice. The bones, the broken bones, the skeletons on top of skeletons. It's an amazing find. I've got it all documented. When I followed that toward that tree structure, toward that brush area, that opening where this trackway went to, the property owner ended up going back up toward his cabin a couple of 100 yards away. He wanted to go get his pickup, and I was like, well, hold on a minute. I want to go up in here. And I wasn't going in there without him. And I don't know if he heard me or misunderstood me or what, but him and his dog went up to the cabin to go get his truck. And so I'm about 100 feet from this opening where this 75-yard trackway went into it. And I closed that distance to probably 50 or 60 feet. And I'm videoing the whole time doing this, slow panoramic video. And out of nowhere, poof, I got hit with this smell. And I've described this smell, and a lot of researchers have raised their eyebrow like, I hadn't heard it put that way. This smell I got hit with, if you can imagine standing next to a horse and you just took the saddle and the blanket off of that horse, that smell that comes off that horse, this is what I smelt in the middle of the woods. And there's no animals, there's no cows, no horses, none of that for at least a mile from there. That was the smell, and it smelled like it was right next to me. It hit me so hard, and I'm downwind from this opening, so it's coming out of that opening. And I immediately, I pulled my 44 Magnum out. I didn't cock it. I pulled it out of my holster. First time I ever pulled it out of my holster. And it scared me. That smell was so strong. It was so heavy. And that's what it smelled like. So I did not go any further. I moved to my left toward the river. I was heading east. I was moving to the left. I'm still videoing. And I got about 40 yards closer to the river. And I stopped. And the first smell, it lasted about 5, maybe up to 8 seconds, is what I'm guessing. Then I moved down about 40 yards to my left toward the river and stopped. And I'm still doing this panoramic. And I got hit with that smell again. Only this time it lasted probably 15 seconds and then it was gone. They were close. I think her and that little one were in there, y'all. I think I was 50 or 60 feet from them. She never growled. Never had anything thrown at me. I've never been bluff charged. Haven't heard any howls, any screams, any of that. I've never felt threatened anywhere I've been. The only time I ever got a shock to my system was out on the other side of this reservoir where I found these tracks, the best ones yet. On one side of the creek, on the east side of this creek, this reservoir, this creek that runs to it. I worked that whole area for about a month and a half. And I finally could drive around and find another place where I could be in on the other side of the creek and start doing research on that side, because I had found a real nice tree break, about the 6 foot level, about a 2.5, 3 inch diameter tree, straight over. So now I'm on the other side of the creek, about a month and a half later, and I'm not even a mile from my truck. Following this creek. It's dry. It's there for runoff during heavy rains, feeds this reservoir. And I'm not even a mile into the woods. And I mean, out of nowhere. And I talked to Daryl Denton and Charlie Raymond about this because I had no clue until this happened. No closer than 100 yards from me, maybe a little further out. I didn't get a tree knock. I got a very, very aggressive tree whack. It stopped me in my tracks. I'm out there alone, and it stopped me in my. This was a very aggressive tree whack, and they were letting me know, don't come any further. Don't come any further. I did. I left, and I said it out loud. I said, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I kept looking back. I kept looking back to see if it was paralleling me, walking me out of the woods, and it probably was. I never saw it, never heard it again. You can an aggressive tree whack like that out in the middle of the woods by yourself, it'll freeze your blood. That was the only time I ever got really scared, was that one time. Then I left. Like I said, I may be an idiot, but I ain't a damn idiot. I left. Then I will. Great research areas down here in Central Texas. Everybody knows about East Texas and Louisiana and Arkansas, and that's great areas, Oklahoma. But here in Central Texas, a lot of people don't realize it. And that's what I'm finding out here. There is a lot going on in Central Texas, y'all, and I'm just one of just a couple of researchers here. I've met 2 of them. I have 2 of them down in this area. And that's not very many. Not very many when you're looking at Central Texas, looking at a couple of 100 square miles. That ain't very many researchers, but we get out and we do the best that we can. I know I do. Because I just want that thrill of finding tracks, finding those tree breaks, man, looking for Bigfoot, right? That's what we do. I'm sorry. I rattle on and on and on, guys. I get so amped up. Right. I get so excited. I love it. I love it. I just wished everybody could find a way. Yeah. Wished everybody could do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Bruce, did you have anything you wanted to say about anything?
No. I was watching my battery lighter.
I've actually got my phone plugged in here in the truck, y'all. It's okay.
Yeah. How many have you seen total?
2, Bruce.
2?
2. Okay. All the research and all the time in the woods, and it's been a lot. It took me 7 years to see my second one. And real quick, to add to that, I'm sorry, y'all. I described her hair in that light red cedar color, almost a copper color. Being able to do the recreation, I had 2 points, 2 limbs that come out from where I saw her, where I was at on this picnic bench. So I was able to do a recreation with the property owner, and then again with the researcher when that researcher came out And she is, and I said it before this event ever happened. I felt like I had a female and a young one. And with the 13-inch tracks, I thought she's probably going to be 6.5, maybe 7 foot tall. I was talking to Doug Hychek about this. He goes, yeah, that might be about right, man. Well, sure enough, in the recreation, she's under 7 foot. She is not 7 foot tall, but she's more than 6.5. She's just under 7 foot tall. We were able to do a recreation where she was and where these tree limbs were. Amen. That my mind's eye saw that in that moment. She's under 7 foot.
You get them different sizes, and a lot of times it's due to the terrain and the food sources too.
You bet, buddy. You bet. You bet. And
genetics.
It is, and I have a theory about that smell that comes off of a horse when you take the saddle and the blanket off. That smell I got, and a lot of researchers, I've never heard it put that way. That's what my brain said it smelled like, right? Haven't been around that smell before in the past. And I have a theory about that, because a lot of people say that they have a real pungent smell, it'll gag you, and I get it, heavy urine and skunk and all of that. And this is not what I smelled. And so my theory to that is with them crossing this river, this half-mile river, this half-mile of that river that cuts through this property, it's crystal clear. It's been moving for tens of thousands of years, literally, because the first time I went out there, the property owner gave me a seashell, like a half shell, and it was fossilized. Okay, so I went to researching that. It takes 10,000 years to 1 million years to fossilize a seashell, and this thing was almost a quarter of an inch thick.
Right.
That river's been running for tens of thousands of years, and on that half-mile run that comes through his property, there are pools that are over 20 foot deep in it, and there are areas that it's only 6 or 8 inches where it's coming over the rocks, constant moving, and then you have these deep pools. And I think that the reason that the smell that I picked up on is because they're in and out of that river all the time. And it's like they're constantly being bathed. Does that make sense? That's why I think
the smell you're getting is between a wet smell and a sweaty smell.
Yeah, kind of. And then kind of a clean smell if you think about it, compared to all the other witness testimonies of how foul the smell is. And I get that, especially if you get, calm palms or even some stagnant lakes and stuff, they got a smell to them. And anyway, and I've been playing this for Doug Hychek. I'm doing an experiment out here for Doug Hychek with the Snell Grove hum. And this hum that's coming out of the woods, have y'all heard any about this? I think Larry has.
Yeah. With
the hum that's coming out of the woods.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? Yeah. Doug's having me. So Doug sent me the Snell Grove hum out of Snell Grove, Canada. He got this on audio recorders. Doug has now at least 85 different audio recordings from all over North America, Canada, from different researchers and out of their Bigfoot hotspots, by the way, of this hum sound. And it almost sounds like hummingbird wings right in your ear. It's a throat sound, in my opinion, a chest throat sound. But and some people describe it as like on Star Wars, that lightsaber that they fight with, almost that humming sound. It's a real unique sound. And the one that Doug got at Snell Grove in Canada, in central Canada, he titled it Snell Grove Hum, and he sent it to me. And I've got this. Hold on. I go in the woods, y'all. It's right here. This is my little Bluetooth speaker. And I get on my phone, and my speaker's connected, and I volume up, and I play the Snell Grove hum. Came out of central Canada. I'm playing it in central Texas, seeing what's going to happen. And twice I've had reaction from it, being another researcher. All the animals go quiet. All the animals go quiet. All the birds, everything shuts up. And then I even had a deer bolt out of the grass, just standing there, playing it over and over and over. All of a sudden, this big old doe burst out of the high grass and just took off. It has an effect on the animal life. This sound does not match anything in the animal kingdom, the known animal kingdom, on the audio spectrogram. This is a very unique sound. All of them that are being sent to Doug from all over are coming out of Bigfoot hotspots. So we're kind of thinking, we got a correlation here. Carl Supp, another great man, researcher. Carl sent me out of North Texas on the sales ranch. He picked up the same hum. Carl was able to get the hum off of his VHS recordings from either the late 1980s or early 1990s. Some VHS tape. Carl was able to get that hum pulled out of it. He'd heard it before. He was able to isolate it. He sent me that hum out of North Texas off the sales ranch. I played it out here in Central Texas. He also sent me a total of 12 different audio recordings from the sales ranch in North Texas. And last weekend, 2 weeks ago, this Sunday will be 2 weeks. Me and another researcher was out there, played Snellgrove hum, and I was searching for Carl's sales ranch hum out of the 12 that he sent me. And he had one of them, he labeled each of them of these audio recordings. And this one that I played was called Angry Bigfoot. It's disturbing if y'all listen to it. Very disturbing.
Get you a 15 mile an hour and a 25 mile an hour and a 55 mile an hour tuning fork.
Brother, I know. I've heard about it. There's a researcher that does this. Yes, sir.
Yes, I have all three.
Yeah, I played the Angry Bigfoot sound, and I played it for probably about 20 seconds or so, maybe 30 seconds. It's a 2-minute recording of this thing going crazy, y'all. And going crazy. It's out in the middle of nowhere on the sales ranch. I played it for about 20 to 30 seconds. So the researcher was sitting facing south. I'm facing north because we don't know what kind of reaction we're going to get off any of this, right? We don't. And I know we've got activity out here. Anyway, and right after I shut it off, after about 20 or 30 seconds, something took off running south of us. The other researcher heard it and took off chasing it. And for whatever reason, I laid my phone. Once I stopped, I laid my phone down, grabbed my shotgun, and started chasing after the researcher, and finally got ahead of the researcher because this researcher was carrying a 10 mil. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, hold on now, because we got a mama and a kid here. Okay, you get a mama bear and her cubs, you're going to be in trouble. So I finally got this researcher to let me in front, and we never could find anything. It was fast, and I heard something. My back was to it. I did hear something, but this researcher actually heard the bipedal heavy steps. Boom, 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 gone. And the chase was on. Man, I don't know if Bigfoot's playing a game with us out there, y'all, but this is twice. I think Bigfoot likes being chased. I do, because it's twice it's happened now out there. That's pretty cool. Pretty good stuff, man. Like I said, I love talking Bigfoot. I do. I can do this. I'm going to do this rest of my life, y'all. Rest of my life.
What are you doing mostly night?
No, sir. Daytime only, brother. No, Bruce. No, Bruce. No, I'm not going at night. No, sir. Not by myself, buddy. Not by myself, brother. No, sir. No, sir. Everything's daytime. I want to be able to see around me. I need to be able to see where I'm running to.
That's where I do 90% of my dog man hunts are during the daytime. And then my Bigfoot clans are day and night both. Once a clan knows it's me, then I'll do day and night both.
Yeah. No, not without other researchers. I'm not. No. I mean, I'm not scared of a lot of things. I'm scared of a lot of things. I'm not scared of everything, but I sure ain't going out by myself. Not me and even one other researcher. No. If we got a group of 3 or 4 of us, okay, I can do that. But I'm not dang sure ain't going out by myself. And all of mine's been daytime, every bit of it. And I want to be able to see where I'm running to get away from. I don't want to run smack into the middle of a tree. And now I'm,
Everybody's
you know,
got the
happy.
misconception that they're nocturnal. They move during the daytime.
They do. I promise you.
If
Both of my sightings. Sorry.
If you get far enough back in the woods, back in the mountain range, you have a better time of the daytime. When you get into urban areas like Scott Brush is in, you're going to have a better chance at night. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You are absolutely correct. Yes, sir. And that's right, Larry. You're right. They're going to move daytime and nocturnal just like we do. They just do better at night than we do through evolution, I think, just the way they're born and what they're born with. They do see at night, and I do believe that they travel underground. Who knows how many of all these cryptids there are on this planet? You know, they move underground. And they live in these cave systems, these ancient lava tubes, and they move around, and they're like spider webs under the ground. Scott Tompkins will tell you it's unreal, you know, how vast it is just here in the U.S. And you know, we know so very little about what's going on underground, right under our feet. And you know, I'm sitting here in my pickup talking to y'all, and I could be sitting right on top of a old lava tube, don't even know it. They will move through it, and then, you know, a lot of the hair, you know, you get different lengths of hair and different reports from wherever. And that could be seasonal. You know, maybe they could shed it or however, whatever they do. I don't know. To thin out in the heat of summer like this, you know, like I said, the one I saw May 17th, her hair, it was only about 4 inches long, probably as long as my fingers, you know. And
if I drop out, my battery light's flashing on me. So
no.
Sorry about Bruce.
But you're right, Larry. Both of my sightings were daytime, 9:35 a.m. And then May 17th, that was right after 9 a.m. So broad daylight. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They do move around. I know one thing, man. It's been a blessing being on here with you guys. You know, I just think the world of all of y'all. Every one of y'all, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all can still hear me. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes,
we
sir.
can still hear you and see you.
Okay.
Yep. And Larry Luttrell, me and Larry became friends quite a while back, and Larry started reaching out to me about coming on here tonight, and I was like, yes, sir. Y'all just let me know when, man. I think the world of all of y'all. I think y'all are all amazing. And Scott, I guess we've lost Scott here with Urban Bigfoot, man. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm a fan of all of y'all's, and I'm a fan of all Bigfoot researchers and knowers and people that are just on the fence. Now, I hope y'all listen to us, because we're not sitting here spinning our wheels. We're getting out in the woods, man, and we're getting out where nature is a beast. You know, I'm going out Sunday. Sunday is supposed to be 106 degrees here. Sunday, y'all. Guess where I'm going to be? I ain't going out there for shits and giggles. I'm going out there to look for Bigfoot, man.
I'm going early. To you.
Yeah, and you know, it is fun, and it is a drive, and I do want to see them face on. I want to see what everybody's talking about. I want to see that human element, man, and that's part of my drive.
Once you do, it'll break your heart.
Well, I've heard that, and I've also been told, Matt, be careful what you wish for. No, my faith is in God, y'all. My faith is in God. If I'm to see them, I'm to see them. Yeah. And I bet it will break my heart. You're right.
It will.
I bet you're right, Bruce. It will. I bet it will. But
there's a lot of people try to scare you, try to make you think of one way. Now, I'm not going to say that you wouldn't run into a bad one, because you don't know what somebody else did to them.
That's right.
You look at Patty, you know, with her being shot with a full metal jacket through the bottom part of the leg. You could see the bulge there. If you accidentally, unknowingly hemmed her up somewhere, she'd probably take you out pretty quick.
Oh yeah, she could. Any of those things could just pluck us like grapes. And that's kind of my deal too. You know, these Bigfoot and a lot of these cryptids out there, I think they're like people as far as we don't know their temperament. You know, most of planet Earth is full of a lot of really good people, but we got bad ones too, and we all know that.
Each one of these cryptids are indifferent to themselves. They're just like us.
Yeah, and each one of those individual cryptids is an individual.
Exactly.
How does their brain work? What
Yeah.
have they seen? What have they not seen? Are they curious? Are they angry all the time? There's people that are born on this planet, humans, that are angry all the time. So we don't know. We don't know their temperament. And
I chalk
but
it up
time,
to I chalk it up to this. We know what we're getting ourselves into when we go out there. If something bad happens, it's on us.
God's
we
got
can
my
blame.
number.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not going out there with a death wish by any means.
But
I will haul butt, but at the same time, you're right.
Yeah.
And like I said, I lost my son, y'all. I lost my son 15 years ago. I want to make him proud. Get busy living or get busy dying.
Yeah.
That's me. That's who I am now. And it took a lot. My son died. My son died in 2011. 8 years later, I saw Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And I've asked God, why did my son die? And why did I see Bigfoot? But both events happened. This is how I live my life, y'all. This is Matt Lankford right here in Texas.
I'm gonna tell you something, Matt. I don't share it with very few people.
Okay, brother.
I lost my daughter. She was murdered in 2023 at 33 years old, 4 little kids. My son died a year before that.
No.
In an accident. A year before that, I lost my father. But when you lose kids, it's real hard to deal with.
It's the hardest.
Yeah, we have to. We go through life always assuming that our kids will bury us, but that's not always happens.
No.
I become a priest in the teens, and after my daughter died, I found a new direction to go. I considered myself old school. There's younger priests coming up. I made it to high priest, a Melchizedek priest, and they want a more softer hand approach. But I'm still an elder, but I didn't give it up because of my kids. I give it up so I could have a peace of mind and deal with it. Then you'll never get over it. It'll always bother you. You could be doing something you love doing, out there bigfooting, out there chasing dog man, bass fishing off the end of the boat, and then when it hits you, you're going to go to your knees.
Every time.
It never leaves. And
Every
you never
time.
know. You never know when. When that sorrow hits you.
And you're right. We're in a club that we don't want to belong to. But we're in it. And for everybody that's lost a child, you're in my prayers. And you are too, Bruce. And I'm sorry that happened to you, my friend. It
Same
hurts.
here.
It hurts more than anything. It hurts more than anything. And I've never, ever, and that's just so everybody knows who I am too. Not once was I ever mad at God because he came and got Ryan. Ryan's my rock star. He's in the presence of God. It don't get any better than that. I'll catch up to him in a minute. We just miss him. We just miss him. And it's the hardest thing when a parent loses a child. And I'm sorry that happened to you, Bruce. Sorry, bro.
Well, you know what I'm going through, and I know what you're going through.
Yes, sir. It's real. It's real. And that's why I tell people when I throw this senior ring up, that was the senior ring. It's been on my hand since the day he died, y'all. And when I put it on my son, Ryan, you can take it to the bank. And if you want to call bullshit on it, call bullshit on it. I don't care. I'm just telling people that know a truthful Christian man. That's who I am. I'm not your perfect Christian. None of us are. But I do know that,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I have to explain to grandkids just about every day where their mama's at or where their daddy's at. So
I know, brother. I know. Well, my heart's with you, brother. We just mean you just hit a whole new level, Bruce Brown. You're gonna get tired of hearing from me, brother.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
I know we got each other to lean on. That's a gift from God. You know, uh, people that haven't lost their children, I pray to God you never do. There's things in this world uh, that God puts before us. Most of the time, we overlook it. You know,
Right.
but when things matter, when you lose your child, when you see Bigfoot, when you become brothers with people like Larry Luttrell and Bruce Brown, Daniel Williams, and Scott Brush, and Mike Aguilar, and Charlie Raymond, and sisters, with Pamela.
Right.
Pamela. I don't remember how to say Pamela's last name. Stanfitch, or how do you say that? She is amazing. Thank you, Pamela, for everything. Y'all have a great moderator, gentlemen. She's amazing. What a wonderful lady.
When we don't kick her out.
Yeah,
She's
and
a
I have,
sweet.
and I've.
Yep.
That's okay. And I have, and I've said it for quite a while now. I call this my Bigfoot thing because of the people that I've met and how it changed my life. And how it helped me to deal with my son's death. It really did. It's not an escape. It's something I run to. And like I said, I don't have a death wish. God has my number, but I'm looking for Bigfoot, man. And I can sit and I could sit on my porch every day and not do anything, but I choose
Right.
not to. That's just who I am, and I call it my Bigfoot thing, my family, my Bigfoot family.
I've been
Thousands of them now. I've been so blessed in the last
I've
year.
been having interactions with Bigfoot since I was 8 years old.
Holy
And
smokes!
I've had
Holy smokes!
so many of them, it's unreal.
Yeah.
And as I've got older, and Bigfoot world is starting to be more acceptable, I decided to
It is.
come out and talk about it.
I'm glad you
And
did.
but I don't know what it is. It's not me being bragging or nothing like that. I try to stay away from it, to be honest with you. But I can't go anywhere without running into one, whether it be a
Yeah.
Bigfoot or a dog man. And
When
I'm
you're
not
not sure
gonna be scared to go outdoors. I'm still going to the woods. I'm
Right.
still going to be on the back of my bass boat. And
Yes, sir.
so the best
Yes,
way
sir.
for me to deal with it is like I did when I was 8 years old. Hey, I know they're there. I interact with them, and you can't live in fear. You
Live
have
your
to.
life.
Yep, you
Live
got
your
to
life
live.
and share
Yep.
your stories, y'all. Anybody that's out there, share your stories, man. We want to hear them. I can't get enough of them. I've listened to thousands of witness testimonies.
Yep.
And I love them. I love them all. Can't get enough of it ever. And people have
I've got
stories.
a
They need to come forward. Yeah, they need to reach out to people.
yeah. I've
Don't be
got a
afraid.
sad one. A sad one. I received a video in confidence. So it's the reason why I ain't showed it, but I can talk about it.
Okay.
It's a man and his wife out filming an area, and they get bluff charged by a Bigfoot, and he decides to kill the Bigfoot, and it's all on video.
Oh.
So if you want to see a Bigfoot hit the ground, you'll hear the scream, then you'll hear the sound. Bigfoot hits the ground. After he screams, he gets up and tries to spider crawl to get under some bushes, and he gets shot again. He eventually stands back up and comes out the other end of the bush, and he gets shot again. So
Lord. The backstory on that, did the man just shoot out of pure fear? That's the only reason I would ever shoot one. Is that
the reason why it was
Pure
sent
fear.
to me was to investigate it, to see what my thought was on it.
Okay.
I think they were literally tracking this Bigfoot, and they hemmed him up. And they didn't give him a way out.
Oh.
When he run at him, he wasn't running straight to him. He was veering off to the left, and he went ahead and shot him. And then
He was just trying to get out of there.
you'll hear the scream from Bigfoot, then you hear the gun fire instantly, and you see him go down.
Wow.
Then when he gets back up, he does a spider crawl and gets under a log trying to get back up, and he gets shot again. He's shot 3 times.
God bless him.
What are people thinking? You know what I mean?
Know.
And it's become more and more apparent.
Yeah.
And again, that's the reason why, until we come together and start talking about this and making people understand what these are and that they exist, the government's never going to own up to them, because when the government owns up to them, there's going to be groups of people out hunting these things. Literally, they won't care that they're extinct or or on the endangered list. It's about the money. Could you imagine if you killed a Bigfoot, what you could get out of it from foreign countries, people that's got trophy rooms? Could you imagine what the medical world would give for a Bigfoot heart, a Bigfoot lung, a Bigfoot liver?
Yes, sir. All of it.
It would be
all of it. All of it. Yep. And that's part of this handprint, where me and Doug Hijack we're actually working collectively, trying to extract the DNA, the sebum left by the oils from the surface skin lipids from the print. Okay, when I lifted that print off of my truck, I got everything. I was asked, was there like a greasy residue or something? No, it took everything. And I think because that happened, the way that happened, that it took everything, because everybody's kind of like, wow, that's kind of weird, because usually when people see them or whatever, they're greasy and whatever, we get it, it's oils. But when did it touch my truck? And in April, we had 100-degree days that had hit 90s hot. When did it touch? And did those oils actually bake? Almost dry, just enough to catch the dust. And then being on that hot truck, when I lifted that print off, everything came with it. It wasn't greasy anymore. So did those oils kind of dry cook on there just enough that there was still enough to catch the dust? I don't know.
Whenever
however
it
happened. However it happened. There was nothing left. Just a clean spot. Just a clean spot was left. Yep.
If you're using fingerprint powder and an index card and a brush, cosmetic brush, and dust that, and take you a piece of Scotch tape or box tape, clear tape, and go over that print, pull it up easy, and then put it over the back of an index card. You can get everything.
When I got that handprint out on that property, like I said, down on the driver's side of my truck, she had to have come up, like I said, 11:30, noon, who knows, somewhere in that lunchtime area, and touched it. It was kind of a little double tap. You can see it. It's a little bit of a double tap. Massive handprint, Bruce. And then I didn't see it till I got home. I left this property. I came back out of the woods on the driver's side of my truck. This print's on the passenger side over here. And I'm walking up, property owner's at his cabin. He had went down in the woods with me. We got up to the cabin area and then we walked over to my truck and didn't find anything that day, no new evidence, no new tracks or nothing. And got to my truck and I put my guns in the back seat of my truck and shut the door and shook hands with the property owner. And I said, well, it was a goose egg. 99% of the time when we go out in the woods, we come out with a goose egg, right? But and that's okay. We're in the woods, man. We're living our lives. And so I just told him, I shook his hand. I said, well, I'm going to try this again next weekend. He said, okay. And he walked over and got in his truck. I got in mine and I was leading the way out because he locks the gates behind me. I told you, he's very guarded, private property out there. It's beautiful. And so I'm leaving out of this property and he's got this little dirt road that cuts right through the middle of this property. And just the speed I was driving, my tires on my pickup was kicking up all the dirt, because I was driving kind of slow. And I was just in this ball of dirt for about 50 or 100 feet. And finally, I just kind of sped up. Property owner was back there a ways. He never even got into the dirt and stuff, but not like I did. But I remember that. Well, I get home. And then I parked my truck, and this on a Sunday, and I thought, oh, crap, I didn't check my mail on Saturday. So I got out of my truck, went to my mailbox, and I come walking back up to my truck. When I'm walking up on the passenger side of my truck, and I'm looking, and I said, what is that on my truck? Because I had washed my truck on like Wednesday or Thursday, so my truck was relatively clean when I even went out there. Anyway, and I was like, what is that between my windows on my truck? Then I started stepping up closer, and I could tell then it was this handprint, and I was looking at it, and I'm like getting closer, and I'm like, And I got closer, and I'm putting my hand up there close to it, and I'm like, oh, no way. I was like, oh, Heavenly Father, she touched my truck, man. She touched my, I knew. When I got my hand up there, if you see the picture, Daniel, you've seen it, Larry. That's a big, massive handprint, buddy. She come up and she touched my truck out in my hotspot research area. Like I said, I think she's getting acclimated to me being out there. Who knows how many times she's been close to the property owner and he had no clue,
Right.
She's very acclimated to him. And I have found no evidence of any big males. The 7.5 by 3.5 inch prints, I sent those to Daniel. Those are consistent out there. And then her 13 inch by 5.5 inch print, they're consistent. The little one's got a 2.5 foot stride, by the way, y'all. 7.5 by 3.5. That's not much bigger than a cell phone, okay? Not much bigger than a cell phone.
Right.
2.5 foot stride, Bruce, Larry.
Yep.
2.5 foot stride on that little print. And then here's Mama. I say Mama, we didn't see any breast, but I have felt this in my heart. I've got a female and a young one.
Yeah.
No signs of any big males at all out there. No signs whatsoever of any big males. And then
I'm fixing to lose you.
Okay, brother. You know I love you, man. I'll stay in contact with you, Bruce.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Bruce. Appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate
Thanks,
everything you do,
Bruce. Have a
Bruce.
good weekend, brother.
All right. Y'all have a good one. Y'all can hear me.
I'll
Yes, sir,
send you
buddy.
some pictures if Matt didn't send them to you.
I was just going to send them right now.
Send them all. Send them all to him. I got more, too. I only sent you so many, Daniel. I'll send you more.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all send
No problem.
Like I said, I share
Now all we
everything,
got to do
man.
is get StreamYard to pull its head out. And
Dang, man, I couldn't believe that, man. I hated that. But
well,
we've
Matt,
done
we're
pretty
going to have
good.
you on again. Since
Okay, I hope so.
this was nothing
Yeah,
but a
we're going
problem.
to have to have you on again.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
text you or I'll message you, and we'll figure that time.
Okay. Now the middle of September, like from the 16th to the end of September, I'm going to be out of pocket because of surgery. There's just some stuff going on. No big deal. But so for a couple of weeks, I'm not doing any podcasts whatsoever. I've got
Take
a
a
couple
break.
of them already in September. Y'all just reach out to me because I want to get back on here. And I hope people in the chat aren't probably all fell asleep on us by now. But
Actually, they'll just keep pounding away.
no, man, I just love it.
There's a new one.
Yeah, and that's what I love about the live chats is people you hadn't even met yet. You become friends with them in the live chat, and you ask each other, how you doing? Great to see you again. And I love it, man. And you see so many people that are involved in the live chat. And then through the live chat, I've become friends with, I don't know how many people that have reached out and sent me a friend request and all this. And then, and you do just a little bit of research on them, and just be careful because you don't always know who's going to send you a friend request. And there's been quite a few I've deleted, but there's quite a few that now, oh my God, man, what a blessing. It's my Bigfoot thing, man. The family of Bigfoot people in this country alone. What a blessing, man. People, like I said, people ask me, was it a blessing or was it a curse? No, it was a blessing. It's a blessing. Look at all the friends, the people that I would have never met in my life from all over the country. Amen. Right? Amen.
Amen.
And everybody share, live, laugh, and love. Put God first, always. That's the secret to life. That's it. That's it. I don't have any reason to be a bad person. I never have been.
Yeah.
And I've said it before too. And I meant it, first couple of times. Now I'm kind of like, what was I saying? But, and you're going to have trolls and you're going to have people that are going to call BS on stuff and all that. And, and I've said it before, trolls, stay away. Come on, man. We're all in this community. We all love each other. We all respect each other for what we do, what we go out and we try to accomplish. And even when we come out with our goose egg, my day is completely full of happiness because I was back out in the woods. I was living an adventure again. I just can't get enough of it. Whether you find any Bigfoot evidence or not, you're still out there looking. It's like, man, how cool is that, right? And that's my drive, man. I just want to see their face. I want to see them face on. And I want to see what everybody's talking about. And I want to see Bigfoot as often as possible. If I had my way, I'd see a dozen Bigfoot every weekend if I had my way. But, that's not the reality. Yeah, it's not the reality of it. But two of them in 7 years. And even seeing one was a blessing. And then to see two, thank you, God. It's a gift from God because it opens so many doors to people like y'all, Daniel, Larry, everybody.
Appreciate it, man.
Everybody.
I apologize for all the problems with the.
Hey, it is what it is, man. There's always another show, and we can clean it up. And I can talk Bigfoot. I told you, and Larry knows it. Y'all know it. I can talk Bigfoot all day, all night, man. And
that's all right.
I do. I love it. And there's really, and even. Let me see, we've been at this almost 3 hours. But there's still so much more to tell and so many other things that have happened. It's like 3 hours go by and I feel like I've only scratched the surface.
Yeah.
That's just for me personally, that's just 7 years of go get her done, man. Go get in the woods and go have fun, weather permitting. And it's like whenever I go out Sunday morning, I'm going out early, man. When that sun's coming up, I told Bruce I don't go in the dark, y'all. I need to see where I'm running to get away from something. I don't run right into a tree. And then, anyway, but as soon as I'm getting some daylight, man, I'll be out there and then shoot 10:30 or 11. It was like today. I mean, it was already 100 degrees before lunchtime. It was just no wind. It's hot, man. It's horrible. So better get out and go have some fun before it gets too damn hot on Sunday, right?
Yep.
Anyway, I enjoyed it, Daniel. I appreciate y'all having me on. Larry reaching out to me.
No problem. We will. Yeah, we'll have you on again, definitely.
Okay,
because
brother.
It was just start and stop the whole first hour.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. Like I said, anything man-made, subject to failure.
Oh yeah.
That's okay.
All right, brother. We're gonna call you or call it tonight, and I'll text you tomorrow, and we'll figure out a time. Make it a little easier.
Okay, that's fine, brother. Yeah, we'll get it together.
Maybe a new platform or not a whole new podcast.
Well, and I'm going to be praying for you and your back, man. I know you've been through hell on your big brother. Larry, I know Larry went through some hell here last week or so too. And you guys just keep getting better, all right? And and everybody in the chat, man. Everybody in the chat, hit that like button, share, comment, spread the news, man. Yeah. It's great people here. And we all love each other, man. I love everybody in the chat and they know it. I love it. I love seeing everybody coming on there, man. I just can't read it on my little phone out here, man.
Yeah, well, it's crazy because I'm looking at one, then I'm looking at two, then I turn around listening to you and come back to 5.
Well, out here at the lake where I live, where I'm at out here at the lake, man, I got a horrible. I pay a crap load of money every month for my internet. And it's crappy, but it's the best thing we got out here.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I'm doing these car casts. I've had some issues in the past trying to do them from home with the internet, just dropping crap. You know how the internet does, and I do it here so that I'm not taking any chances. And I've been told several times, hey, doing it from my pickup like this is a great office. It's quiet. I've got air conditioning, good audio. StreamYard kind of screwed us earlier tonight, but other than that,
well, we're gonna have
this
to talk
is where I like doing them. I like doing them. A car cast. Call it my car cast, man. I love it.
There you go.
Car cast. Yeah, I'm doing them all from here, man. I'm going to do them all from here because it's just like I'm not taking any chances of dropping our whole deal right in the middle of a live show. Hell no, I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Oh, happy to have you.
Oh, it was
Happy
a
to have
joy.
you.
It was a joy.
Yeah.
Yes, I enjoyed it, man, completely. Just yeah, reach out to me, Daniel and Larry.
Yeah.
God bless you,
Most
brother. I'll
definitely.
talk to you soon too. And
Yeah.
we'll get
All
it
right.
done.
You have a great weekend, Matt.
I will.
Be
There's that
safe out
lady
there,
that
brother.
had a possible sighting. She's messaging me again.
There you
I
go.
guess I better get a hold of her.
Exactly.
All right.
Thank
Good
you,
night,
bud.
everybody.
Appreciate it. We'll talk again.
Appreciate
here soon.
everything, guys.
Oh, anytime, man.
Brother.
Anytime.
All right. Amen. And God bless everybody.
You too,
All
brother.
right. You too, Matt.
Wow. Not bad, huh? What was
Not
being
bad.
bad? It was the chat. So
All the crap that went on, the ending turned out well.
yeah, yeah. And everybody, thank you for another great Friday night. Thank Matt, Scott, Larry, everybody that's in the show. So thank you very much. And
Yeah,
you guys have a good night and a safe weekend. Thanks, guys. Bye.
There were several that were talking in the
Welcome to the Cryptid Wrangler podcast. We ask the questions others don't even consider.